Hey y'all. Happy Friday. Sorry I'm late. I've been dinging around getting stuff done. Okay, so I got this crap. So we're going to talk about it. We're, we're going to talk about it because I swear these internet streets or whatever you want to call them just keep getting crazier. And I got a fun shirt on that I'm going to show you guys in a moment. So let me go down here. All my stuff's discombobulated. I'm in my office, so I haven't been up here in a while. We probably won't last long up here, but I got a new desk, and so my computer's all in a weird spot. Anyways, all my complaints. All right. We're gonna have some conversation. Sorry, my head's a little blown because somebody just sent me some clips of stuff, and I'm just like, what in the hell? So yeah, let's go. Hope you guys are all having a good Friday. I'm going to show you my shirt right quick so I can be done with this. Okay, let's see. So the front's nothing fun. It just says Old Row Barbecue, okay? But the back's what's fun. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can see it. If I stand like this. Can you read that? I don't know if you guys can read it or not. Can you read it? The clapping cheeks. Can you zoom in and read it? Smoking meats and clapping cheeks. Smoking meats and clapping cheeks. Yep, that's what it says. I'll take a picture of it when I'm off. Smoking meats and clapping cheeks. Oh, you guys are way up. I don't like this. Let's see. Oh, that's better. I like that better. Okay. Yeah, so smoking meats and clapping cheeks. All right. Can you go lay down, please, sir? He's like, no, we're in the office. I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, we're not using the whiteboard today. We're not using the whiteboard. We're going to talk about all the chaos of all these channels that are coming in, doing the exact same things, pushing the exact same narratives. I've got a few crazy ones to show you guys. I know, crazy that there's more channels firing up besides that 5D channel. Crazy thought, huh? That there could be more. Hey, Tia. Hey, Rocky. Oops. I just moved it way too fast. Duchess. I guess I could turn my camera on. I'm just sitting here. Duchess, Lauren, Angel, Whispers in the Shadows, Tracy, Janice, Petunia, Aries, Shop, Donna, Chris, Sophia, Dazed and Amazed, Handmade with Love by Dawn, Roro, Lynn Love and Light, Melissa. Sophia, thank you for the gifted membership. Whoever got that, please, Thanks, Sophia. Casey X, Revival, Cammy. Kenzie shared her crap with all of us, so we're all like, bleh. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, Music City. I figured we'd laugh today. Hey, we got cheat. But then I get sent clips of stuff and I'm like, is everybody okay? Can we start off Friday with asking, is everybody okay? Because I swear some people aren't okay. They're not. Hey, Cranky. Beware marching band may follow. That I like that name. Steph, Rondi, Catherine. Cash, if you come in here, you asked if you were in Pandora's box. Of course you're in Pandora's box. Always. It's always your fault. You run the island. Hey, Honey Badger, Rebel Soul, Big L. It's good to see you. Hey, Victoria. Angels lie to keep control. Skip. Carla. Long time no see, Big Al. Jennifer. That Michelle Lurker, mother of two boys. Chocolate. The Deflectionist. T. Darby. Diana. I'm gonna have to figure out this new layout with my desk being up here. Kenzie took my other desk, so I have a different desk now, and everything's arranged differently. And I'm like, Hey, Kathy. How's everybody's Friday going? Let's start there. Hey, Gray One. Chantel. Callie Cat. S. Francisco. Wolfie. Rhonda. I'm catching up. Smoking meats and clapping cheeks. That's what it says. Yep. Hey, Shelly. I couldn't help it. I thought it was hysterical. I have a couple more shirts coming that I'll take a picture of it because you guys couldn't read it. Too shiny. Okay. Yeah, I'll take you guys a picture of it. Hey, Sweet One. It's another one of my like $5 fines. Hey, Evelyn. Trish. Whiteboards give you PTSD. Hey, Sasha. People are giving me. I don't have anxiety. Well, people aren't really giving me anxiety. They're giving me the ick right now, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of people out here giving me the ick. TK, Mind of Monsters, Before Life and Afterlife. Hello, Miss Britt, Emily. It was really good. The soup was good. I'm okay. I think you're okay. Is it a book? It probably is a self-help book. Bodie McBoatface, Meg. Oh, my nails are terrible. Don't even look at them. And what's this weird shit about me being called a digger now? Like, what? Can anybody enlighten me of what the hell? Somebody in the chat asked me if I had fixed my eyebrow too. I was in Burnt Toast yesterday and some weird account asked me if I had fixed my eyebrow. And I was like, maybe not. I don't know, but I can lick my fucking finger and fix it for you if you want me to. Like, what the fuck? And then they came back with some weird comment about me being a digger. Like, what is that? What is that even? Is that supposed to be funny or offensive or like what? Hey, go ask Alice. Jar of Farts. Blondini. My nails are bad. I even have a broken one. Juno, Fit and Curvy. D. Laura. I'm missing the joke. Popcorn and M&Ms. Flower Nana. Idaho Charlie. Nature Rocks. Snazzy Trinkets. Anybody know? Proud Mimi. Gosh, is hysterical. Hey, Beth. Bomba Trucker. Little Horses. Shop. I hope everything's going well. Hey, Chaz. Luca Vega. Evelyn. Yeah, Deets, it's calm in here right now. I guess I didn't know that it was crazy out there today. I was in my little hideout hole doing my little things over here today. I missed a whole ton, and I just got some screenshots and some clips, and I'm like, what happened? Hey, Tracy. Excessive ick. Yeah, why am I being called a digger? Like, what's that? I missed the joke. Hey, Andrea. Gold digger. Yeah, what does that mean? What's a digger mean? I don't know. Yeah, in my eyebrow, I was like, "Oh, it's an insult from T." Well, but still, like, what's the insult? You dig when wiping? Anastasia, are you serious? These are grown adult women, right? I mean, that's questionable. Baton Rouge. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, there's that. Hello. July Nights. Hello. Hey, Terry. Oh, she's got a community post. Thank you, Crystal. Gotcha. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Well, fuck. At least somebody knows what the fuck's going on. I guess the jokes land pretty epically over here, and we're so offended by it. None of us even knew it happened. Thank you, Crystal, for letting us know. I guess there's some she made a community post about me. Yeah, okay, now I'm seeing it. Thank you guys. See, I'm the last one to 3M. Nope, I guess not. I guess there's a community post. Everyone's exploding at once. Welcome to the internet. Hey, Katie. Harry. No, we I don't. That makes sense though of where it's coming from. Like I didn't know before. Hey, Sienna. Thank you. I just redid them today. I just redid them just before I got on. Hey, J-Dub. I didn't either. I didn't see it. Right? I guess it went right over all of our heads. Whoops, we're so offended. Hurry, everybody. Be outraged and shocked. Give her what she needs. Okay, that's over. There you go. Hey, Anyaka, you're just waiting for Jake Paul to get hit. Hey, Chapped. Hey, Beefergs. Hey, Hartley. Oh, well, she can insult me all she wants. I mean, truly, you got a captive audience. We're ready to go. Okay. Hey, OG. Let's go into this because this is some crazy shit. So we've been talking about some of the channels, and this is a joke. This is a joke. These channels are not, in my opinion, coming in necessarily to replace Betty, but they're pushing the same type of narrative, the same insanity. So we're going to go through some of the channels that are firing up to defend the same narratives. And some of them you're going to wonder, like some of them, there's things I agree with that they say, right? There's certain things that I agree with, but then it kind of goes off kilter. So we're going to have a wide variety a little bit today, but a couple of them we've already talked about, and we're just going to come back around because some of them are pretty funny. So, please do not throw shade to any of these people. Like they're just doing their thing. They're just using misinformation. You're feeling extra violent today. Oh, it sounds like a lot of people are Fergs. It sounds like, hey, Gigi, it sounds like you're not the only one feeling violent today. I'm just over here like wanting to smoke meat and clap some cheeks. Everybody else is choosing violence today. I don't know. It's just that day. I'm chasing the clout. How does that have anything to do with digging? Man, never mind. I'm not even going to try to unravel their low blows or their attempt at low blows because they just don't land. They don't land. Supermoon chaos. I don't think you can blame this on the supermoon or the moon or anything. I just think people are weird. I genuinely think people are weird, and people have been weird, and people tend to be weird. And I stopped into Queen Bee's earlier today just so everybody knows I was in the chat present. So you don't have to go running around and tell anybody, oh, Becky was in the chat. I stopped into her chat for a few minutes trying to figure out if there was an update on her and the Betty lawsuit because they had court today. But when I stopped in there, they had not gotten that far yet. So if anybody asked me about that, I don't know the outcome. I was only in there for like 10 minutes and left because they were talking about something else. But so I don't know if there's any update, just so everybody knows on that. I don't know what is happening. So anyways, there's that. I talked to Cash for a minute and left. So I got a lash in my eye. But yeah, did you hear, Cammie, did you hear any update? Did it get thrown out? Did anything change? Anybody know? Taken under advisement by the judge? Okay, so it's still ongoing. Make a look and make a ruling soon. Okay. All right. So we're still up in the air as far as what's going on. No decision yet. Okay, thank you guys. That's all I wanted to know. All right, let's go. So this is the first channel that we're going to go to. So you're going to recognize the voiceover here. This is a channel that is clipping this person. So they are clipping Facebook content and bringing it over here. I don't know who these people are. Most of these channels are smaller channels, but this is where a lot of the misinformation and trickle-down effect is coming into. We've already debunked some of this stuff, and this woman that they are clipping comes from Facebook. All the allegations in this upcoming video. In fact, let me grab this right quick. I'm going to put that right here because these are hefty allegations that are just like fucking out there. Should be taken as nothing of sort. No factual basis. So this is the channel. Do as you wish. But they're clipping this woman from YouTube. It doesn't sound like they have any association with her and bringing her content here. Wonderful. She is the one that was the content for the 27.27 miles. So if you know, you know. And if you don't, go back and watch that because that was some crazy shit.
Hey everybody, Janine Chrissy from Sebastian, Florida. I didn't come on today to complain about my house, which the police I'm sure are aware of, and I'm sure the people at 325 know that they're completely monitored by the police by this point. If not, they're just stupid. Well, they're friends of Joel Wolf, so they got to be stupid. But anyway, what I'm calling about is I want this message to go right to Dave Davis.
Who is she calling? She's doing a Facebook video, but she says what she's calling about. We're off to a great start.
David, there's a problem. You know what the problem is? We're not on the same page here because being on the same page means thinking the same. And I'm thinking about Chris Proudfoot and what a loose end you're letting get away with murder. Like,
David. We're back to David. People are clipping this woman, bringing her content from Facebook to YouTube, and then people like Crime Time Buzz are using her as factual sources for their content. I walked you through how all of that trickles down. So again, yeah, here we go.
don't you want that circus to begin? Don't you want to see Chris Proudfoot crumble on Front Street? I think it would be hysterical. You two would have a ball with it. David, I'm asking you to make the next move and bury Chris Proudfoot. 27.27 means shit to the police. Westmoreland is a big county. Well, big enough to not know where. Like, we need to nail Chris.
Right back to the 27.27 that even Silvers went and investigated. They all did content on. Yeah. This is all about the stepfather of a missing child. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
And the David that I know would have been on that already. Something's wrong here, David. Got some other influences. You're not acting yourself. I guarantee you're not acting yourself because, yes, the FBI has dug into all this. And, yes, they know everything. They might not know where you are right now, but they know every move you've made against me and every move, period.
The FBI knows everything. Okay.
Anyway, David, it don't matter. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. And I will get what's mine. What you called a win is not a win when it all belongs to me. Anyway, the FBI has proven that, but that's not a finished story. A finished story would be Chris Proudfoot and Katie. And you got to be thinking about Katie the same way I do. After all,
this is where we've landed. These things are happening on the daily out here.
after all, Katie stopped at BJ's. To me, BJ stand for blowjob. I had two theories. I had thought that
BJ stands for blowjobs. It couldn't be a store. It just stands for blowjobs. I mean, sure.
Katie had met you after Texas Roadhouse. And now I know differently. I know Chris killed his son, and I know Katie let him out the door in black.
And some more hefty allegations. Again, this is not to be taken as fact. There's no factual evidence to back up any of her claims, but these are the rambling sources that people are using for content in a missing child's case. I hope that rings a bell for people.
Chris was not in Memphis that night. He was not in Memphis. He came and he killed his son for $1 million for Charles to Naples. And the police are going nuts looking for evidence.
Anyone? Yeah. We've talked about this lady before. I've done content on her before. I've walked it back to channels using her as content too, if you need me to connect you to that so you can see like a whole breakdown of it. I can, but she posts ramblings on Facebook nonstop. And so now channels to help create these narratives are bringing her content over here. Yeah.
Listen, they know the FBI is not stupid. Give a little kudos where it's deserved and put him in his place and let Florida get him or whatever. Dude, put a little kudos.
Florida?
Where it's needed. And get that son of a bitch. David, I know, would never let this go. You would.
The David she knows would never let this go. David, why are you failing her?
Watch the circus and laugh your ass off before you got arrested. So I don't know what's going on here, but Chris Proudfoot's on my brain. He's got to be on your Capricorn brain. David, Chris Proudfoot. I saw the Pennsylvania lottery last time I asked you where he was.
She saw the Pennsylvania last time. She saw the Pennsylvania lottery the last time this was on her. There's no words. No matter how many times I watch this and try to like formulate these thoughts of where these are coming from, I can't. I'm sorry. There's no anything rational here.
Next day we had some lottery communication. We know he's in Westmoreland. David, I need more. And you have to give a little respect because the serial killer I know would give respect where it's deserved.
Just out here calling people serial killers and shit, you know, typical Friday.
And Chris Proudfoot, got to get him, David. With all that being said, this is just for Dave Davison. Nobody else.
This is just for Dave. Not for any of you. Just Dave.
It's irrelevant to anybody else watching me.
It's irrelevant to all of us. You're just making hefty allegations against the parents of a missing child. And yeah, okay, but it's relevant.
Banter and ask David to get Chris Proudfoot. David, do you hear me? Did you hear what I said, David? Did you hear what I said?
David, are you listening? Earth to David. Can you answer?
Get Chris Proudfoot. Do the right thing. And it would be so cool watching him crumble. We'd be laughing our asses off together, I know. Get Chris. Bye now.
Thanks for watching. Look at their exit. Thanks for watching. We're starting off on a good one. I'm telling you, it goes downhill from there. Our buddy 5D made us a new video too. We'll take a look at this one. I figured, you know, she's got some attention, so she's wanting to make sure to give everybody a shout out and tell you where they are. I'll take this off so you guys can see this. So yeah, she's disappointed in David. David, she's got a lot to say. She's got a lot to say. I guess there's no standard in who has internet access anymore. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. This one's got a different tone though. It's kind of a wide variety today. You might get a little bit of a ache feeling.
Everyone, I want to take the time to
Oh, and by the way, this woman's back to using her AI voiceovers. But for those of you running around saying that she uses a voice changer, I don't think she's using a voice changer personally at all. I think she's using an AI voiceover to read things that she's putting in on some of the videos. And then the other videos I do believe are genuinely her voice. There's no indication otherwise, but I don't know.
to tell all these wonderful, good-hearted people. What a great job all of you have done and continue to do for Sebastian Rogers. God bless Seth Rogers, Bullhorn Betty, Tony Mathis, Bruce Castor, Joseph Lesniak, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat, Hong, Brittany J, Yada, Nina Gomez, Silver's on the scene. They're on too. Sonia, Crime Time Buzz, Warden Eagle, Hindsight 2002, Mystery, MSC, Andy's Crimecast.
She's just out here telling you, everybody that's part of their team.
CSO, and everyone else who is searching for
Oh, and Nick gets his up close and personal
answers in this case. Even though there's a lot of wicked people that continues 24/7 lying to everybody saying that all this is a joke.
24/7. Nobody's taking a nap even.
And saying that all of you are putting out misinformation. We know that's not true. All of the hate and bully channels are the ones putting out misinformation.
She used a photo of Bruce Castor during his opening statements for Trump's appeal, where Trump was throwing shit at the TV. He was so mad at this guy, but
that's what CP and KP paid them to do. They continue to do serious damage control.
Oh, Pearl even made it this time.
All of the bully have nitrogen monoxide respect for none of these hard
nitrogen monoxide respect. We got to hear that one more time.
All of the bully have nitrogen monoxide respect for none of these hardworking people. They are the
we have nitrogen monoxide respect for. Anybody want to tell me what that means? Anybody? Hey Jay. Anybody want to tell me what nitrogen monoxide respect is? No? None of you know? Beefergs, you want to take a shot at that one? I liked your fluid conversations interpretation the other day, so I'm assuming you'll probably be able to figure this one out too. I gotta hear it again.
Damage control. All of the bully have nitrogen monoxide respect for none of these hardworking people. They are the reason why there's a pause to a lot of things that need.
So from now on, I'm going to be telling you about my nitrogen monoxide respect. I'm going to use it. That's amazing.
To be done. They need to be held accountable for impeding in the investigation of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Those evil people too busy working with the Proudfoots and the Boer Sox coming.
The music is just
up with the evil plan to illegally arrest Betty. The only ones that needs to be arrested is the Proudfoots, Boer Sox, and all the hate and bully channels for constantly poisoning this case.
Y'all need arrested.
I want to say thank you all for working really hard in this case and putting all your hearts and dedication. Let's take the time to also thank these strong people for helping Seth Rogers and his family. God sees all.
My favorite. The Where's Waldo photo was great, but this just took it up a notch right here. Why you gotta do Trump like that? His eyes aren't even open. Like, why you gotta do him like that, man? Like, what?
All the hard work y'all do behind closed doors. He sees all of your sleepless nights, all the tears y'all shed for Sebastian Rogers. Doesn't matter what the devil says about all of you good people. God will continue to give each and every one of you the strength to keep on fighting every day. And I ask God to protect each and every one of you wherever you have to step your feet at. always remember that God is more powerful than the demons that are operating behind all the people that choose to be evil. They continue to play with fire thinking that they will never get burnt. Remember that the wicked will not be left unpunished. I also want to say thank you to all of Betty mods for
There's those silver bracelets Betty keeps talking about.
all the hard work they do, and for always being there for Betty in the good times and the bad times.
Thank you to Betty's mods for being there in the good times and the bad. I feel like she's going to break out into, what's that song? You Raise Me Up. That I feel like that's where we're headed with this, but unfortunately she should have done that, but she didn't.
Thank to everyone here who always stood by Seth Rogers' side and will always be by his side. People really think that they will get away with everything they have done and continue to do. Again, God bless each and every one of you. This is a war of good and evil, and God always wins. Hi everyone.
Yeah, we're off to a great start today. The wind beneath my wings, that would be. Yeah. T, thank you for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana. Praise you by Fat Boy Slim popped into your head. You know, it's sickening though, because they're using a missing child's name and face to do these things. Again, this is nothing. There is nothing laughing. Like, I'm not laughing at all about a missing child one bit. But I am absolutely laughing about the delusional, crazy shit that has popped off. And the people like this are dangerous. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. It is extremely dangerous for the families that these people are taking these narratives and running with them to this extent. Like, it is truly unmatched idiocracy, as Betty says. It's unmatched idiocracy. But we're not done. So we've got two. You guys have seen those. Some of these other ones you guys are kind of familiar with too, but they're team members. I've got a couple new ones. Actually, we'll switch it around here. This one doesn't involve all of us, but has the same narrative. They just do a couple shorts here and there. They've got a short about Chris having a mullet, as if a parent of a missing child's hair is concerning to them, but it is. And again, there's no proof that money, in my opinion, has ever exchanged hands. Jay, if you're still here, you get a feature in this one too. This is from an account by the name of Ginger Snaps 5.0. Oh, there's clue. By the way, most of these people can be found having coffee with Betty in the morning. She turned everybody green. Green with envy? I don't know. Mr. Fisher. What do you think? I think these crazy narratives that you guys are pushing, that's the end of it. That's all there is on that one. There is another account. Hold on, let me see here. That's been clipping. They've been, this one, I'll take you here next. Okay. We're going to go to Steve. So Subaru Steve has been around for a little bit. Some of you guys might remember Subaru Steve's name coming out and him saying that he was having an exclusive interview with Katie Proudfoot. That happened months ago. Well, I've been kind of just keeping an eye on Steve and thinking, he'll pick up the pace and change his gears. Well, Steve is proudly announcing where he aligns in this one. So let's take a look. And I got to give Subaru Steve some credit here. At least he's got a piece of paper with some details on it. But buckle up, because he's going to get things epically wrong. And we've got 2 or 3 more different channels to talk about still.
On the spot? The heck is on the spot? What does that mean, on the spot? I'm on the spot, folks. How are you all today? You all are looking good. I hope you feel as good as you look. Each and every one of you out there.
And hey, I mean, y'all looking good. Steve says you're all looking good. Hot damn, he's off. He's charming the ladies with some compliments. So we'll take it. We'll take that before we epically go downhill.
Hey, I need a little help from above. Can we hold the wind back just a little bit? Oh, trying to fall over. Okay, folks, this is going to be a fun one. I've got the wind challenging me. It's fall. In fact, it's fall right now. And
why are we stripping, Steve? Steve's got a script. Yes, he does.
Being the fall, there are a lot of people out and about, especially at the parks and such. And I'm here at Great Neck Park right now in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And got the shocking truth for you. Ready? Are you ready for this?
Steve looks like he wears some good cologne, though, I will say. Like, he's matching his shirts and everything. Like, okay. I bet he smells good.
I can keep my soda up without spilling. Let's try this. Okay?
Let's try it, please.
I'm going to read from my notes, folks, so just bear with me here. The shocking truth, and today is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. Folks, this day will never come again.
Oh. Wow.
So make the best of it. Today I'm talking about high-functioning autistic teens and Sebastian Rogers. Before we begin, I have to read this, okay? I've been hearing other people read something similar. Here's my version of it, okay?
Okay, A for effort, Steve. A for effort. I got to give credit where credit is due. Steve at least Googled a few things. There's that. I'm trying here. I'm trying to find positive. Somebody challenged me to find positive things in these. So I'm struggling. I'm going to admit I'm very struggling. So I'm trying, but it's not landing.
Before we begin, all of my live stream shorts and videos are meant for educational purposes only and not for entertainment. I'm not doing this live stream today to entertain you.
He's not doing this for entertainment. This is not entertainment.
That's the farthest thing from my mind. They are of my opinion, unless otherwise stated as facts.
Oh.
You don't have to like what I have to say here to try to find something good and positive in it. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. Hear me out here. Okay, today.
And we've got to go smoke. I've made it a whole lot. 37 minutes. We need a cigarette. This is just headed downhill very fast at high rates of speed.
I'm talking to everyone with no clue of what a high-functioning autistic teenager is. I didn't know before this morning. And what I think happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, missing autistic teen, HFA, that's the acronym for high functioning autistic teen, well, autism, high functioning autism is the HFA.
But Steve, you've already lost me right there. You researched this and you have notes even, Steve. Come on now.
The teen is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, missing out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, now 8 months and 3 weeks. Believed by many, including me, that he remains alive. I still believe he remains alive, folks, and is recoverable. Yes, I said that word. The question remains, what makes me think that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is still alive? Like many others, I choose to believe he is still alive and waiting to be found until such time that my phone falls over because the wind's picking back up again. Bear with me. I just want to make sure it's not going to go over. You're going to see me jump like a frog if it does, although I got an OtterBox on it. I choose to believe he is still alive and waiting to be found until such time that factual evidence proves otherwise. Personally, it is my belief that he was picked up by someone in the neighborhood. I mean, hasn't something like this happened in the past? And doesn't it happen all across our country? Continuing through today, that children disappear out of their homes? It makes national attention, if you're that lucky to get national attention. Or they just fall into cold case files. This case will not fall into cold case files.
Trying to find positives. It looks like a beautiful day outside of his car. Okay. There we go.
Not as long as I'm alive, because I'll keep shouting it out each week. Let's talk about autism for a minute, particularly high-functioning autism in regards to being a teenager.
So the one that challenged me to find things positive to say about these people, you found something that I'm going to fail at. Very much so, especially with this one.
Those of you who know more about this than me, please type it in the comments, your input, because you definitely know more about this than me. I have just a couple notes here on something that deserves a lot more attention than just a couple notes. It's a life HFA, or high functioning autism, is a lifelong condition that can present challenges for teenagers in many areas of life.
Yes, I love the ones that you guys are adding in the comments. He has not grifted. He hasn't blamed anybody yet. He's attempted to do a little research. Okay. Thank you for filling in where I struggle.
Including social interactions, communication, sensory processing, and yes, even personal hygiene, or something else I learned known as executive skills with people dealing with autism. People with HFA can also have exceptional abilities and talents, right?
That is true, Steve. That is true.
And with the right support, Chris and Katie, they can lead fulfilling lives. Yeah. Teens with HFA may mature at a slower pace in executive skills than typical teens, but they will mature. They will get better, as all children do. So what is executive functioning? If you think of...
Sorry to my autism moms and dads in the chat, or aunts and uncles, or I know these ones are exceptionally hard for some of you to listen to.
Your brain is an orchestra? Man, mine is, and they all play to a different beat. Executive functioning is the conductor, making sure all the parts are working together and working properly, explains neuropsychologist Michael Rosenthal of the Child Mind Institute. Some of you may have heard of him. Rosenthal is an author of a new study on executive function problems in teens with ASD, autistic spectrum disorders.
I found another good thing about Steve's video. The dog in the background's cute. And it's on a leash. Two good things.
People use executive skills when they make plans, keep track of time, remember past experiences, and relate them to present, change course if they hit a roadblock, and ask for help. Maintain self-control and work successfully in a group. So with that knowledge, I want to ask you, I've got some here. I'm going to ask you first. What could Sebastian Rogers be thinking today, 8 months and 3 weeks after vanishing from his home? I've got a few questions down. I believe Sebastian Rogers could be thinking, where's my mom and Mr. Chris? Where's my dad? Why can't I go outside? What's on television? Why can't I go home? Why are these people keeping me here? Why do I see my picture on TV or telephone poles or billboards? Does anyone really even care about me?
This is probably the most silent stream you'll ever hear from me, if I have to say positive things about all of this, because there's a lot I would like to say, because some of his information is very wrong about children and adults with high functioning autism, but at least he tried. I will give him A for effort.
I want my mom. Where is my mom? Doesn't anyone love me? Man, if Sebastian's thinking any of those things, what are you doing to prove him wrong, to let him know he's cared about, that he is loved? This is my part every Tuesday for the rest of my life until this case is solved. Until
we've got another one that's in it for the rest of their lives.
Get a tattoo, man.
Oh, please don't encourage that. Every Tuesday, Subaru Steve this is what he'll be doing.
Until we know where Sebastian is and or what happened to him. This case will be solved. Updates now. The reward is now at $175,000. Did you
I really hope that the case will be solved. I think all of us are hoping for that outcome.
hear that? Silver's on the scene says, say his name, Sebastian Rogers. I like to say that reward, $175,000. It's just waiting.
Yep.
$50,000 from the FBI and $125,000 from Dwayne Chapman and others.
Steve, add to your notes up to $50,000 from the FBI, please, for next Tuesday. Up to $50,000 from the FBI.
Puts it up to $175,000. That means this case will be solved, folks. Yes, it will be solved. Oh, yes, it does mean that. And whoever's telling you to just keep your mouth shut, and you know who I'm talking to, if anybody's telling you to just keep your mouth.
No, we don't know who you're talking to, Steve. Who's being told to keep their mouth shut? Anybody? Is that the person with monoxide respect?
Mouth shut. They're full of crap. They're absolutely full of crap. You should never keep your mouth shut if what you're talking about is the truth, especially if it's good and positive.
Who's he talking to?
They will be the one full of crap, and they will be the one who lets you take the fall by crying out for immunity before you do. Let me say that again. If
Trigger warning.
someone's telling you to keep your mouth shut, they're the ones that are going to claim the reward and immunity before you do.
He's about to mix in another case.
So don't keep your mouth shut if you have knowledge regarding this. Just look at the mother of Madeline Soto. She got immunity from prosecution and allowing her preteen daughter to sleep with the mother's boyfriend, Steven Stearns. She got immunity.
Again, there's more to that situation. I encourage you to go watch an actual true crime channel. Allie, somebody that's talked about that, because that's not the full details of this.
Little girl's dead. She's been killed by Madeline Soto's boyfriend.
It's not Madeline Soto's boyfriend. It was Jennifer Soto's boyfriend.
There goes the phone. Here comes the wind. I made it through that. Talking about what the hell? Well, if we could be saying the same about you, we could be saying about you. So stop waiting, because your turn is coming one way or the other, either as somebody with immunity and $175,000 to pay for their court fees or whatever else might come along. Don't be the one that takes the fall because somebody told you to shut your mouth, keep your mouth shut. Don't do it. Never do it when somebody tells you that. That's an indicator that you should be speaking. The time is now, folks. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. I'll name a bunch of people like Silver's on the scene, JLR Investigate.
He's going to tell you who are his heroes on this app.
J is for Justice, Dolly. There are so many
Jay, he likes you.
people in social media. If you want to shut me down, go ahead. Send me a cease and desist letter. I'd love to read it. But I tell you this, if I go down, I'm going to cause 10 more people to rise up.
Oh, another one of these, that if you shut me up, all these people will come in to take my place. Steve, do you know that Seth Rogers is the one who sent cease and desist out? Again, I'm assuming you probably didn't know that. So add that to your notes for next week. Seth Rogers sent 6 C&Ds plus 1 to Barbecue Lady. Okay, thank you.
Those of you who thought you were going to shut Betty the Bullhorn down? Oh, no. You lit a flame under I'm going to say it, under my ass.
Oh, okay. So another one that's here to save the day, because poor Bullhorn Betty. Poor Bullhorn Betty. They lit a fire under Steve's ass by Betty the Bullhorn. Yeah. And before anybody asks me in the comment section where I find these people, they find us, okay? It's not my fault. They're around us all over.
Betty, don't stop doing what you're doing. Stay within the confines of the law, but don't stop doing what you're doing. I don't think you will. I know you won't. Come on, folks. Let's find out. Now, what happened to Sebastian Wade and Drake Rogers? Let's give him the best possible Christmas that a high-functioning autistic teen could ever have. Together, we will break this case. And now, I want to spend a moment. I want to talk to Sebastian again, because I believe he's alive. I know he's smart enough to play computerized games. I know there are games that sometimes intertwine.
Sir, I don't think he's probably just sitting here watching you on Tuesdays. I don't think he is watching you for your Tuesday shows, but carry on.
With social media. And I know there are other gamers out there that may stumble onto this and know
Brianna, right? Yeah.
Sebastian. So right now, I am going to talk to Sebastian. Sebastian, first, I wish you would come walking up out of these woods. I'm not in Hendersonville, Tennessee. No, I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia. But you could be anywhere now. Now they're saying possibly Oregon, Tennessee, North Carolina, West Virginia, Virginia. I'm in Virginia Beach. Man, I would give anything to have you come walking up out of these woods. Would that be awesome? Let me talk to you for a moment, Sebastian, if you made it this far. Sebastian, you have done nothing wrong. No, young man, you've done nothing wrong, and you're not in any trouble. No matter what people might be telling you, you are loved, you're not in trouble. Yes, the law enforcement wants to find you, but they want to help you. They're not going to put you away. They're going to make sure you're protected and loved and taken care of. If you're
I mean, on this part, I can't disagree with him. Sebastian is very loved, and people do want him home. So I think Steve is, just being that grandpa at this moment. So I'm going to give him some benefit here.
cold, the FBI is going to provide you warmth. Okay? If you're hungry, they're going to provide you food. If you're bored, they're going to provide you entertainment. Okay? Law enforcement is here to help you, Sebastian. Yes, you are not in any trouble. If you found your way to this YouTube stream, Sebastian, please reach out to us. If not me, someone else, but reach out. We are your internet army, and we're waiting to save you. We just need to know where you are so we can send the troops in to help you. Just tell us where you are. Here comes my phone. The wind's blowing a different direction now. If you're not happy where you are, if you want to be with people who love you and will protect you, remember that there are people here online. We're here to help you. We just need to hear from you, Sebastian. I promise you, Sebastian Rogers, come forward. You will be protected and not forced to go to either parent until others and you know for sure that it's the safest place for you. And
well, sir, that's not even a conversation that needs to be had, especially by strangers on the internet. There's that, but okay.
that's what comes first, Sebastian, or any other teenager out there stumbling onto this. That's what comes first.
Babe, you didn't get the memo. You can only say something positive. I hear you out there. I see you causing a ruckus in the comment section. So if you don't have something nice to say and something positive, I'm going to mute you. Just joking. He's outside, right outside. I'm inside.
At you being 15, soon to be 16, you should not be physically disciplined anymore in your life. No more spankings, no belts, no backhands, none of that. You're a young man and you should be treated like a young man, Sebastian. Spankings are for small children and you're not a small child. You're very capable of speaking up. So do it. Type a comment in, I am Sebastian Rogers, help me, and hit send.
Type a comment in. What are these people doing? And why are they doing this? That's what is happening here? This has encouraged every Tom, Dick, and Harry to come out of woodwork and act up. Like, I sit back and think about the parents, all three of them. Like, I can't even imagine opening the internet to the shit on a daily basis and seeing these people do this to your family. I genuinely can't at all.
Everything else will take care of itself, I promise you. Please, please, please consider reaching out. You can text me, Sebastian, right now.
If you talk one more time about serpentine belts, I'm going to snatch your serpentine belt, babe.
At 757-793-6656. That's the digits to the phone I'm talking on right now. I answer all my text messages. Text me. Connect with me. Connect with somebody.
Yeah, Nicole, I'm struggling. Can you tell? I'm struggling to like find positive things here to say about this because this is a crock of shit. This is dangerous and it's a crock of fucking shit. Somebody needs to take grandpa's fucking Wi-Fi, his data plan, and fucking reduce that shit. Stacked. Sorry. Okay, gloves are off. I can't do that shit. It's so fucking fake and phony. It's not even funny. I can't find stuff positive about this shit. What is positive about this shit? What is this really helping? Because if it was about Sebastian, this is not what we would be doing. This is not what we would be doing. And I talk about everybody. I don't think I'm any fucking better, but I also am not in this cloud of weirdness that thinks I'm going to be responsible or help break the case of a missing child. Period. I'm not going to do anything to help move this case forward or solve it. There is nothing about this. But this type of shit, doing it on a scheduled every Tuesday, I'm going to be here. Like, come on, Steve. Come on. You did these whole fucking clickbaity title bullshit in the beginning of this saying that you were having exclusive talks with Katie Prophet. Meanwhile, you're just sitting there reading a script and talking to yourself. I don't want to abuse you because I love the elderly. I mean, it is what it is. I'm against elder abuse, but somebody needs to take your fucking Wi-Fi. Okay, Steve? Until you start acting right.
That's the best way to get safer today. And the very best way is to call the FBI. You can call them directly, Sebastian, at area code. You have to dial a 1 first, 1-615-232-7500. Let me say that number again. That's the Nashville FBI office. Their number is 615. And you might dial a 1 first, 1-615-232-7500.
I want to believe that these people genuinely like are just doing this to care, like because they care. But then I watch this shit and I'm like, no, what is this? Like this is not, ooh.
500. Just say, I'm the missing teenager from Hendersonville. There comes the phone. I saw that one picking up. That was a big one there. Yep. I suppose the good thing wrapped up here. Let's see. Please consider reaching out to someone. You can text me. You got my number, 757-79.
Steve, you are not giving out your phone number, are you? Are you really giving your phone number out for somebody to text you? They should be calling the TBI, the FBI, not you, Steve. Oh, Steve, now I got to fast forward this shit.
They will help you. Look at the kids behind you, walking through the park. This is what Sebastian should be doing. Enjoying the park, enjoying getting out in the open, enjoying the wind and the sunlight. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, I promise you, I will not forget about you. I promise Chris, Katie, and Seth, I will not forget about Sebastian. I will do something every week until this case is closed.
And that's kind. That's kind that he mentioned all of the family members and Sebastian. I will give him that. But Steve, all this other shit is not helping.
One way or the other. And lastly, to those of you guilty of this crime, even with simple knowledge, just having knowledge of the crime makes you just as guilty as if you committed the crime. Just knowing what happened to Sebastian Rogers that Sunday night makes you just as guilty as if you were caught up in it from the moment it happened. It's called knowledge. I don't know if that's carnal knowledge, but you have knowledge that would break this case, which makes you guilty. If you
He didn't write that in his notes. Excuse him.
don't speak up. To the Bauer Sox family, and yes, I'm saying your last name correctly right now on purpose because I'm giving you the respect of having the wherewithal, the knowledge, the intelligence to think son or not, daughter-in-law or not, we've got to do what's right or we're all going to go to jail for it. We're all going to pay a penalty. You could lose your home.
And there we go downhill with the narratives being pushed. And once again, if you go by facts, we don't know where Sebastian is or what took place.
You could lose so much money that you've worked so hard for. Provide the safety, security, and hope and help that those guilty really need by holding your hand up and saying, enough is enough. Use that $175,000 reward to help pay for whatever cases that you might need to pay for. Claim immunity if you don't want to spend any time in a prison. I wouldn't want to. Why would you? If I were you, I would call in and ask for immunity and the reward right now, right here, as we, the internet community, will not let this go.
We, the internet community, will not let this go. And this is why you made my Freaky Friday list, Steve. This is why.
Stop one of us, another 10 will step forward. Just watch and see.
Is it going to be 10 or 1,000? Because Betty says there's 1,000 of her coming if she's silenced, and you're saying there's 10. I think I found 10 of you already.
Which side of the bars you end up on? Well, right now, that's up to you.
Yeah, I guess so.
High five and out with today's shocking truth. I am Subaru Steve, live on YouTube every day for the rest of my life, which means every Tuesday.
What ain't that fucking long, Steve?
Yay! Be nice to poor Steve.
Well, what the fuck is he doing? This is just ridiculous. This is either...
Tell us how you really feel, babe.
This guy's nuts. He's giving out fucking rando phone numbers.
His phone
Call law
number.
enforcement, goddammit. Call 911.
Yeah. Not this shit.
And no, you know what I don't like? Let me finish my Reese's really quick.
Sorry, it just went south.
No.
It just became an after dark stream.
The reason this guy pisses me off is because he just said that he likes JLR. JLR is the dude that, if you guys don't know, that took a video of a military train going by. Which I used to work for the railroad for 15 years, so I know what military trains are. And they go by many times a day in that area. But he's up there getting everybody watching him on his stupid little videos riled up that there's some war going on at the border because there's some train full of tanks going to the border. You're full of shit, dude. You're fear-mongering full of shit.
He also went to Ohio for the eating the cats and dogs.
Of course he did.
I might not have told you.
Good job,
that.
JLR. You really fixed that situation. Fucking dildo.
Kyle. And there's Kyle. Brantley, it is fucking weird. There's Kyle's true thoughts.
Tuesday until this case is solved. You're going to hear from me. Man, the question is whether you look for it or not, because other peoples are going to hear from me too. Other people will hear from me too. Just watch and see. And remember, your smile just might save the life of another. So smile more.
Okay, now, Steve, I like that. I like that, Steve. We could stick to shit like that and we could be friends, Steve.
Help others in the process. Y'all have a great day wherever you go, whatever I do, like me.
Why are we taking everything off again, Steve? I feel like it's about to get inappropriate.
Do it in a Subaru and get those smiles out there. Let's save Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let's talk it up. Let's like and share and get the word out there. Share this stream if you think it might help. Do something positive and good. And I promise you, positive, good things will chase you down. Make life a good thing because it should be.
See, I like this part of Steve. I like Steve. Stick to this.
Sebastian, we're waiting to hear from you, my friend.
Please do not call random people from YouTube that give out their phone numbers. Please only call the FBI, the TBI, Sumner County, your local PD. Like, that's it. Please don't be calling random people.
Can't wait to find out more about what happened to you. We're waiting. High fiving out. I am Subaru Steve. High fiving out from Great Neck Park in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Where's the friggin' high five button when I need it? Let's see. Let's walk over here. I think they said
I need the eject button right now for you, Steve.
the high five button is over here somewhere, but I don't see it. So I'm just going to do it this way. How's that? That feels good.
Shut up, Steve.
What feels good about the? Oh, and we That's an emotional roller coaster right there watching Steve. We went from a couple good moments to not good moments to does that feel good? Does that feel like Steve?
How does pressing a button feel?
Yeah, I don't want to know how pressing a button.
Ryan Borgwart's routine day on the water in early August turned out to be anything but.
Sorry, that just instantly went to the next one. All right. Next up on the Wheel of Fortune today. Okay. So this one, there's a few valid things in this one that she says. I'm trying to find something positive to say about all of these people, but I'm struggling here, so we're gonna keep going. So this is another one that is doing very similar things, pushing very similar narratives. So right now in the front running of the misinformation and the people, the trickle-down effect, you have Crime Time Buzz, Bullhorn Betty, Spanky, BJ, the team, the team members, Silver's on the scene. In fact, we're going to finish up with Silver's on the scene. But we've got a few new channels that are springing up here and there and everywhere, and using the information or the misinformation from those channels to continue on. And that is what we're showing tonight. This is what we're talking about. These are, in my opinion, the channels that Betty is like, if I'm silenced, there will be 1,000 of them to come in. So these are people that do very similar things, very similar narratives, same misinformation. I don't know anything about her personally, but you're going to hear what she has to say. Okay, let's go.
Hello. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We're talking true crime today. We're talking justice for Sebastian. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Say his name. Say his name. Gone too long. Bring him home. That's our prayer and that's our plea. Chevy Cool Lady here, a voice for the voiceless.
Okay, we're starting off strong. I don't have any complaints about what she said so far. We don't know what happened to Sebastian, so justice is premature, but okay, all right.
Please join me as we talk about some updates on the Sebastian Rogers case. If you have any information, we will provide tip lines. We will provide all the information that you need in the description to print out posters and to spread his name and spread awareness for this young man, just 15 years old, on the autistic spectrum, a vulnerable child, vanished literally without a trace. But there's some great people out there who are keeping their eyes open, who are reporting tips, who are following up on tips, who are mapping out leads. And we're going to bring him home one way or another. We will bring Sebastian home. I believe it. So let's go ahead and look at a little update. I put this little movie together. I got the information from.
No, you guys don't have to be positive in the comments. You guys know how we do things over here. As long as it's not off the table of things that I don't say myself, you guys know you're free to have your conversations and push back. I was challenged. For those of you that don't know, I was challenged because I'm such an evil, wretched bitch to find something positive to say. I told them what my upcoming stream was, and they said, I bet you can't say anything. I've said a few things positive, but it went downhill and realistic came right back too. So maybe I should try an easier group of people to challenge myself on. Her hair is pretty. Her lipstick's a good color. Okay, there we go.
From True Crime Buzz. She does an awesome job. Plus, she just seems like a really nice person to me. She thanked me for a shout out, and as many shout outs as I've given. She's one of
this lady goes by Chevy Cool Lady, voice for the voiceless, I think is what Chevy Cool Lady.
The few people that just touch base back as big as an audience as she has. So I appreciate her and the work she's doing. And this information came from X, of course. Dog the Bounty Hunter at night provided this information here we're going to watch.
So as you guys know, what you're about to hear is stuff we've already talked about. It's the post from At Night Media that they're all using to base their misinformation off and run with and create content off of. So it's going to be a regurgitation of a lot of that information. It's a lot of riddles, in my opinion. There's nothing to back up any of these claims or any proof of the sort.
That's me, guys. Chevy Cool Lady. Please like and subscribe. Let's get eyes on this information. Have you seen me? Sebastian Rogers.
Hello, everybody. This is Chevy Cool Lady, and I do have some important information that's been updated from the At Night Intelligence Agency, and this is in regard to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Say his name still missing after 8 months. So we're happy to get this news. I'm going to go ahead and just read it to you as it was presented. And
one question for the chat, because I see a bunch of differing and varying like personalities in here. One question I have for you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that this type of coverage is helpful for a missing child. A 1 in the chat, because it keeps the name out there. Do you think that this keeping his name out there on all these channels, even though it's misinformation, is helpful? Or a number 2, if the disinformation, the misinformation is more harmful than it is helpful. A 1 or a 2. And you're not going to get cussed out or anything like that. Like, I'm genuinely curious how many of you think that this is actually helpful. And or would you want this for your child? Like, if your child was missing, would you be okay with this being done? I think the flyers are helpful. Runs with scissors, you said 1. I've never been in those shoes. If somebody in here has had a missing kid, like, would it have been more helpful? I can't answer that because I've never been there myself. So I think to myself often that the disinformation and misinformation is harmful. But then I'm like, there's so many people that are like, but we're keeping his name out there. It doesn't matter how. And I'm like, but that's very harmful to the parents when you're pushing narratives that they harmed the parents. Aries, I think I understand what you can't answer. It's hard to answer that. People ask that all the time. Not being in those shoes, I can't factually say. To me, it feels harmful. Some of these people, not all of them. Some of them are just pushing the same narratives, right? But some of them are intentionally misleading people. There's a big difference in some of their coverage too. Flyers and providing facts. Without full disclosure. And I think it just continues the misinformation and depends on our audience. Well, you're going to see where it goes. Okay. Thank you guys for answering.
And we are excited to have some.
I genuinely don't think any of us know the correct answer, because if we did, it would be, there would be an answer. I think people's opinions vary on that subject a lot. And we see that all the time.
Information dropping on this young man.
Yeah.
At Night Intelligence Agency. Public assistant sought to locate missing teen Sebastian Rogers. Have you seen me? At Night is requesting public assistance in locating Sebastian Rogers, age 15, who disappeared on or about February 26, 2024. Our investigation has uncovered credible intelligence suggesting key connections in Oregon and states.
People in Oregon.
We are actively pursuing these leads across multiple states and regions of interest. On November 4th at night, in collaboration with Dog the Bounty Hunter's high-risk violent fugitive recovery task force and licensed investigators from Tennessee and neighboring states, working under contract for Sebastian's father and At Night, requested that One World initiate a high priority alert through its rapid reach response system. This alert has been deployed and continues to key regions, particularly along U.S. states
Listen
with
up.
Canadian border access points, based on intelligence indicating.
This is her, by the way. This is not me. This is not me interjecting. You'll hear her just randomly yell. So she's doing a stream inception of herself. So she's taking one of her videos and reviewing one of her videos that she dropped and adding to it. So she's live reviewing her video, just in case you get confused, because it's a little random here and there. And I saw some of the comments saying, would this fall under any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad? I don't know, because to me, it's such a sensitive topic with it being a missing child. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but that's one thing that they always say. Like, people will always come back with and say, it's keeping his name out there. Is it though? Is it? It's keeping a targeted narrative against the parents out there. In my opinion, that's what it's doing.
The possible presence of individuals connected to this investigation. At Night remains steadfast in its commitment to following all actionable leads across Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Missouri, Oregon, South Carolina, Virginia, Wisconsin, and identified entry points into Canada.
Keep your eyes open.
Our team is operating on a 24/7 basis after recent intelligence revealed a digital footprint linked to an individual with direct ties to the investigation.
She's just randomly yelling about things. She's just randomly yelling. Sorry, you guys are cooking dinner with me. Snazzy Trinkets, thank you for the support. In my opinion, the subs, mods, etc. have fallen prey to psychological entrapment of the Sebastian's army rhetoric that the team has been pushing on Seth's behalf. BHB, BJ, etc. all have a history of weaponizing their audience, in my opinion. Ooh, that's Snazzy. I like the way you think and the way you put that. I can see where you're saying. I can definitely see that where you're saying that. Thank you for the support again. But she just randomly yells out shit. Just she's streaming. Yeah. Okay.
Following a verified tip originating from Oregon, we have expedited efforts to verify information concerning the involvement of at least 2 individuals in Oregon connected to this case. Their identities remain confidential. It is yet to be determined whether Sebastian was involved in this travel. However, we are focused on corroborating all findings and expanding our understanding of these connections. While no verified sightings of Sebastian have been reported, At Night and its assisting partners, including contracted private contractors.
So obviously there's nothing to the Oregon lead. I mean, law enforcement have had that information since June when that was reported. They supposedly said that there was a possible sighting of someone. They've been very all over the place of who they're trying to make it out to be. It's more of the riddles and more of the BS that has gone on. But she's trying to push the same narrative that the rest of the team or the trickle-down effect are.
And investigators believe that
I'm going to speed her up, though, because she does talk pretty slow.
Individuals in these regions may hold information critical to locating him. Canadian authorities and other relevant agencies have been notified. We urge anyone with information, however minor it may seem, to report it immediately. If you have information concerning the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff Office at 615-451-3838. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND, FIND. Again, 1-800-TBI.
She's still going. Did you hear her spell fine? Fine. Let's go back and listen to that again.
TBI find. FIND. Again, 1-800-TBI.
Her internet said enough. She'll be back in just 1 second.
That is the information.
There you go.
All right, that's the information. I'm going to pull that down. Okay, we'll have that. I'll just leave this here every now and then. I'll flash it to you. It has all the numbers you need to report anything. See something, say something. Somebody saw something. Kids don't vanish into thin air, do they? No. He's somewhere. And he needs to be found. And he needs to come home. And people need closure. The people that love him. And the people like us who care. So, Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers, we're coming for you, honey. We're coming for you. And there's been some good leads, people. There's been people put
trying so hard. He's wanted by his family. His family wants him home. And I'm sure everybody else does too. But this emotional pull that they continue to put on their audiences of, we're coming for you. Like, law enforcement, thankfully, is doing their job and investigating. And I have hopes that they will figure out what's going on.
Their boots on the ground, people known and people unknown who are searching for this young man. So I wanted to talk about some of those leads that have come up here. And I'm going to pull up some maps here if I'm able to without totally wrecking what we're doing here. Okay, so let's see what we can find here. Okay. Let's see what MSN says.
I'm going to speed through some of this because we're not going to watch all this.
County. I'm not sure how close that is to.
So there is some new misinformation that they're trying to push out here because there was a body found in another part of Tennessee. And of course, Crime Time Buzz and others are trying to say, well, it hasn't been identified yet. And law enforcement hasn't stated, yada, yada, yada. So that's what I just skipped over right there. But they are trying to allude to, well, we don't know what it is, or who it is. There hasn't been, they're just using anything.
Sumner County, but in Hickman County, a body was found on Sheep Boss Road. Prayers for the family. Rest in peace. But this is an ongoing TBI investigation and a developing story. So I don't know anything about that. I just saw that on a Sebastian Rogers Facebook.
So these are things that are being, once again, we've talked about this. A lot of this starts on Facebook. It trickles through, and here we end up with it. So they post these other things in random Facebook groups, and then Crime Time Buzz and others grab onto it, put it in as content, making people believe or feel that, oh, well, maybe it is typical, but not shocking. I think I'm going to speed her up even further. If it's too fast, let me know. Oh, I can turn closed captioning on for you guys too. Sorry.
So I just wanted to bring it up. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna give you guys some other information here. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's so important to get this awareness out and find this young man, Sebastian Rogers. He needs to come home. It's been over 8 months. Please join in the chat if you're Chevy Cool Lady. Please join in with any information, ideas, or anything else. All right, so let me see if we can find this information for you here real quick. And we'll go over what's been mapped out. what's been mapped out. There's been some leads. These are just opinions or are mine. I want to first say there's no allegations, no accusations. My only thought and prayer is that Sebastian's found and comes home soon. How's everybody doing today? Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on for you. This has some of the maps. Look for clues, everybody, and investigate.
Oh, not another one of her videos that she's going to go over again. And she says that there's no allegations or accusations, but she does identify who she associates with and where she gets her information from. I mean, she talked about Crime Time Buzz. She's talked about Silver's on the Scene. She'll talk about a few more. And this is just a down effect. It continues to go. Right?
That's me, pretty cool lady. I put this together for you guys. I hope you like it.
Some of these people are really sweet. They seem very sweet. And it's just, this is how I wonder, like, how do they, like, the psychology of this really intrigues me. How do these people that seem like they have, some of them really do seem like they have good hearts, that they do want to help. But then there's other ones that they knowingly push misinformation and do it with a smile. Like, how do people get pulled into this and do not do any research at all? I don't know. It's astonishing to me.
Okay, so over 8 months. There's been a few. Sebastian Rogers.
Today is Monday, October 28th at 5:01 p.m. And boy, my friends, we have some shocking accusations that were posted today regarding Sebastian's disappearance, where he is allegedly and who allegedly did it.
Did you all hear
this?
this?
It was posted in a Facebook group. I am a member of that group, and we are going to go ahead and read it. Then I'm going to show you the location.
Just so nobody gets confused, because sometimes these stream inceptions get confusing. She is now playing a video that she clipped. Sorry, Kenzie's making noise with the bag. She's clipping Crime Time Buzz. So this is Chevy Cool Lady on the screen who has clipped Crime Time Buzz in one of her videos and is reviewing that stream live. It's a lot.
That this person is speaking of as far as miles distance and on the map. And then I'm going to show you the terrain from Google Maps. Okay. So shocking accusations made, last names used, first names, last names, you name it. And I just want to say, we don't know if this is true, but just listen. It was posted at 11:50 a.m. by a lady named Janine, and it says Chris is a unaliver, but she used his last name, well, and the M word. Fact. And you can tell him David, and I'm skipping the last name, but she provides it, is going to tell on him.
And now it comes all the way full circle. So now they are going back to using a Facebook post from the lady in the very beginning. Where is that cat? Sorry, Whiskey's hollering. She is using a Facebook post from the lady that we watched in the first rambling of the video. They're using her Facebook post as content. So that lady made a random Facebook post with a bunch of ramblings. Then Crime Time Buzz used that, put it into content, and tried to make a story out of it. Now Chevy Cool Lady is taking that and pushing it off to her audience. It's a lot to unravel, but this is how this misinformation flows.
Where he placed the body, which I believe is 27.27 miles in Westmoreland. And friends, I'm going to show you the map. Westmoreland is 30 miles, you know, so very close to what's being said here, but I still have this. I hope they sent this to law enforcement. Tell him Janine knows. Joel, added the last, and put the last name, my friends. Richard, put the last name.
There's
and
been
the other
updates
players.
to this.
You let that lying P-I-G know I have his phone number.
Is it true?
And I don't give a flying, you know what you.
Okay. This is all allegations here. You know, I have no idea. This was a Facebook post placing a possible location. That's, I know for a fact, I saw the video that Silver's on the scene mapped out. So I'm going to show you that. We also have leads coming up in Oregon. Some new information just came in last night from at night. We're going to go over that. There's a second part to this letter too. It's crazy. I don't know. These are thoughts. These are leads. These are ideas. All I know is Sebastian needs to come home. He needs to come home. So we're going to put the word out as much as we can. So let me know what y'all think about this Facebook tip. And then we're going to go into where they searched.
Tells us anything to be true. This is a post that was made today. It's not it's not
weeks ago.
Been verified or anything at all. Let me continue. Okay. Tell him those names and ask him if he's ready for more poker plans. I have $1 million like he does. LMFAO. Laughing my you know what off. Tell him the ones who scripted him are going to floor him. He's a lying PIG, and I will expose him anyway, anywhere I can. Sebastian bit him bad in the struggle. I
don't know.
I hope. Oh.
Do you know?
Remember, we do not know if this is true at all.
And we know that where these came from was the lady in the beginning of the stream that was just rambling, nonsensical rambling. So heavy on that. No, none of this is verified. Period. Point blank. End of story.
As far as we are concerned, this has not been verified. So as far as we're concerned, until this person steps up and tells this story to law enforcement and law enforcement tells us they've solved this, then to us right now, I can't verify this. Tell him the ones who scripted him are going to floor him. He's a lying PIG, and I will expose him anyway.
That a little bit.
Facts yet? It is opinion, and that's why I put those questions next to it. I want to know why.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with that particular woman who's been posting this stuff. There is a second part to it. This was posted about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't sure if y'all heard about it, but because it brought in Westmoreland, and that's an area that was mapped out here in the last couple of weeks and looked at least. From what I heard, there is a search party being organized, possibly already is organized. If you know about that, please leave it in the comments. Any information you have to update the situation on Sebastian is appreciated, guys. Okay, so we're going to go to the map, and I'm just going to skip ahead here a little bit. Okay, so only because I don't know about that Facebook lead. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be. There were names, specific names given out just in this one, but in the follow-up. So I'm quite positive that they've at least been interviewed. Wouldn't you imagine? So, but I haven't heard anything back. So let's move on with the map. Okay. The reward money's up to $175.
So she doesn't even know why she's using that as a source, but she's just putting it out there again. Like, this is what these people are doing. They're just grabbing onto anything from Facebook, any type of post, any type of anything. They don't vet anything, and they just keep rolling with it. It is ridiculous. And now that you've seen, once again, for those of you that hadn't seen that before, the source of the Facebook post is the very first stream we watched with the random David bullshit. Now you see how crazy this gets. It is just, and it continues to go. I mean, all of these people, I don't understand why this is happening. And it's channel after channel after channel. And some of them, very few of them though, have interest in multiple cases. Most of them stick pretty heavily to one, but some of them do dabble in a few.
175,000. Yep. Okay, so Silver's on the screen. Map this out.
She called them silvers on the screen.
Okay, here we go.
Can share with me. Starting point. Okay, 26.9. Okay, 26.9. Let's cut that out. Let's go back in. And let's go where we're right in here. So we're 26.5, 26.9. let's pop it about, well, excuse me, we're right here, wrong 231. Let's pop it about right here. And let's directions from his home, 27.4. Okay. So let's take that and let's move in. All right. Look at where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Oh, okay. So here's what I noticed immediately. There are driveways. It appears to be homes. There's homes.
So we don't even need to go over all this because we've seen most of this already and where they're getting that from. But I'm just trying to show you guys how many of these people are coming in and running with all of these narratives that are put out here. They're doing videos and streams. We'll skip to the bottom. And then we'll go to Silvers.
All right, so that was one tip. Westmoreland area. As you can see, it's deep, thick forest. There's cliffs. There's everything imaginable. There's even trash dumps, and there's places you could.
And I don't know for sure if like she's in communication with any of these people. That is one thing I will say on some of these. I don't know if they're in communication. Crime Time Buzz, Silvers, I do know. Betty, those people, I do know that they're in communication because they talk about it. But as far as some of these other channels, I don't know who they communicate with or if they're just grabbing stuff on Facebook out of Facebook groups and running with it. Not sure.
Could look, but it's not an area that an inexperienced person or somebody who's not fit could handle. So please be careful if you decide to take it upon yourself. That's one place. If you're in the area, it would be awesome. Okay, so there's been some other tips. Let's take a look at them too.
They're calling these tips.
We've had a tip out in Oregon, right, guys?
No, we
Lake
didn't.
Ford. Okay. So let's take a look at what it looks like there. Lake Ford, Oregon. Did y'all hear about the
It's called Ford's Ponds, ma'am. This is the shit that's happening. They're just taking random pieces of this and that from fabricated stories and running with it. If you go look at their sources, like the people that do their clipping, like Hindsight did a timeline. Tell me where in that timeline that there was time for Chris and Katie to go to Oregon for a fishing trip. Like, come on, people.
Recent information that came from At Night. Okay, so there's been some updates there and some potential actual digital footprints found connected to two individuals out in Oregon related to the Sebastian Rogers case.
And again, that's another riddle we don't know if there's any type of digital anything. We have no idea. These riddles that At Night keeps coming out with, I'm sorry, that's what I'm going to call them. They're riddles. We have no proof that any of this is substantial. And if it is, it should be going to law enforcement, not to the internet. Why would you do that? If you're actually looking for a missing child, why would you come to the internet with this information instead of law enforcement? Doesn't make sense.
Yep, sure is. Okay.
Digital footprints.
And we're just going to pull up the next tip that we had here.
These tips, like what are they doing?
That was Lake Ford, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. That was 27.
I guess it's hard for me because I sit back and I'm like, some of these people seem like they're decent humans. But the fact that they are willing to just sit here and do all of this and be so careless about it, it drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mr. and Mrs. E. I want to believe they're good humans, but what they've been saying and doing lately is just astonishing to me. Oh, Don B. Just say anything. Yep, that's all they're doing. Just saying anything. And this trickle-down effect constantly happens. She probably misplaced her glasses.
Okay, we're just going to pull this up here.
Nisi, I'm trying to understand where people are doing this. What is the emotional pull? I've struggled because there's so many of them doing it. There's some of them that make their living off of pushing misinformation and disinformation and are doing it intentionally with willful disregard for the facts. They know better. and they do it continually in every case. So there's those people, and then there's this group of people that I feel are well-intended, but they're just so caught up in the bullshit. It's hard. It's hard
When
to
my
like,
daughter hit her head, she had moments left, but because I couldn't afford car.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at this update for a minute here. This was just from a couple weeks
Rogers was
ago.
last seen at his home in Henderson.
she's just grabbing anything. And you guys, we've seen those, so I'm not going to even.
Mhm.
And we've got another one.
Okay.
She just grabs anything and goes with it. She must have misplaced her glasses. Oh, is she back to mapping something?
Okay. Nope. Wasn't it Lake Ford?
No, it's Ford's.
What is that, Church Road? That was part of the clue, or some people felt it was, allegedly.
It's Ford's Ponds. I know, Revival, I have too. I just don't understand it, you guys. I genuinely cannot get into the mindset of understanding how
I
this.
wonder why they pulled it up before and now it didn't. That's really weird.
Thank you. Okay.
Lake Ford, Church Road.
That, Michelle, you're welcome, I guess. Thank you for the support. I don't understand. I'm struggling. I'm struggling lately because I don't understand how this happens. And there's no rational thinking. And then there's all this other shit that's happening on the internet and the craziness that ensues. And these cases just get ran into the ground with misinformation. And then you have somebody that comes out and does a very, in my opinion, factual based video, and people are spitting pissed, and there's got to be something more behind it. Lynn couldn't have just done that video because she wanted to. There's got to be some sort of intent. She's got to be working with somebody, you know. It's just wild to me. I don't understand it.
Is that what it's called? Like,
I do enjoy torturing
Lake
you
Ford?
guys.
Or am I tripping?
So she's still looking for Lake Ford, even though it's Ford's Pond. She struggles to find it for quite some time. Somebody finally tells her about it. Then she maps it, you know, from Tennessee to there, even though factually speaking, they couldn't get it in the timeline. Okay, let's move on. Here's another one. Now this one was hard for me. And at first I was like, oh, okay, I don't have a problem with this. This is Granny. Not Granny's watching. She just goes by Granny. So she's on part 26, which again, I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with anybody going over interviews. I don't have a problem with that shit. Do what you're going to do. Where I have a problem is at the end of the video. So I'm going to show you how she starts out, and then I'm going to show you where she ends up. And you know where I found her? The comment section of Betty's videos.
Where are so many old people?
Following Betty?
Yeah.
And running with her narrative? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I am as confused as everybody else. So this is Granny.
We're going to watch two videos. The first one is where Seth speaks with News Nation, and that took place on the 25th of March. And then he speaks with Fox 17 on the 28th of March. So
Trey, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know much about that guy at all.
we're going to watch both of those because the first one is like only 5 minutes, not very long. You know how News Nation goes. It's just little clips here and there. But that's what we're going to do. I want to thank everybody that joined in today with my earlier video. It was a really extremely difficult video for me to do. It was about Kayla Berg, who went missing.
Okay, so she does a few other cases. That's fine.
Whoever did this, know that we're not going away until she's brought home. All right.
Let's talk about that other case.
Right. We're going to go ahead and share my screen. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we are talking about Sebastian Rogers, who went missing from his Hendersonville, Tennessee home in Sumner County.
Again, at least she's sharing the factual details.
Late hours, February 25th, early morning, February 26th, somewhere in there of this year. He will be turning 16 on December 7th, which is only a few weeks away.
Again, factual.
He has dirty blonde hair, male brown. He's a male, brown eyes. He wears black square rimmed glasses. He's 5'5", weighs between 110 to 120 pounds. His favorite color is green. Just a little bit about him. He is autistic, so, you know, social interactions are not easy for him, although he is high functioning. Okay, so that's who we're talking about. We want to bring Sebastian home.
No problem with any of that. Nothing. I have nothing negative to say about that opening.
All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to move on to the first video. All right, here we go.
Okay, so now for more on the search for the team.
Okay, so we don't need to watch all this because we've watched all of these before. I'm going to skip to the end. I was like, okay. And even her commentary throughout didn't bother me. And again, it's not about me, but it wasn't like, it was pointing out, yes, she's definitely Seth leaning, like with her narratives and stuff, but she still wasn't making accusations, but things kind of change in the end.
How did you find me?
Feel better leaving you.
Okay. Okay, so hi, I got change. Good to see you. Yes, Seth and his sister and I think Andra all got tattoos. And I loved them. They were like a green.
She loves the tattoos. Oh, okay. Definitely disagree there.
Green ribbon with puzzle pieces on one end of the ribbon because the puzzles stand for autism. And then it has Sebastian's name on it. It's really pretty cool. I love them. So that's all we really had for today. But what did you guys think about those videos? The second one that seemed to be more calm. You know, he wasn't as distraught as he was in the first video, but you might have been, in Brian's video, maybe it was more toward the end of the day. I don't know that, it's got to wear on him, and maybe he was just having a bad day that day. I don't know, but that's got to wear on him. And I can't even imagine him going through that. Right. We're actually, almost 9 months into this. Today's the 14th. So we're almost 9 months into this. And I can't imagine how he's hanging on every single day because, he hasn't given up yet and he still believes that Sebastian is alive. So that's what Dog and Nick are saying as well. And if you guys didn't hear about the 2 people of interest, go to Nick the Hat's YouTube page, and you can read it in its entirety. It's a pretty long thing, but to break it down, the 2 people of interest that they're looking at, one is connected to Sebastian by marriage, not by blood. You can pick that however you want. And the other one.
So again, taking the riddles and running with them as there's some sort of fact basis, that's another problem that I have. They're just so willing to buy into this and not push back. And this is where it becomes problematic.
Has ties to trafficking. So,
if somebody had an active open warrant or was wanted on trafficking and they knew and didn't turn that, why come to the internet with that instead of going to law enforcement? They say they reported it to authorities, but that would be breaking news that somebody was tied into the Sebastian Rogers case and had warrants for trafficking. Come on now, people, let's use common sense here.
That, to me, that makes this case hot right now. And it may not be what we want to hear, right? But I want Sebastian home, and that's the goal. We want Sebastian home.
Beardy, yes and no. Some of them have been trying for a while. Some of them have covered a few other cases. I don't find the amp up of the misinformation. I don't find any of that suspicious because that was intentional, in my opinion. We've been watching it and saying that for the last 9 days that things were going to get crazier and more riddles and things of that before Betty's court date on the 20th. I'm not shocked by any of that. Sometimes I feel like my head is in 1,800 places watching this stuff because some of them I believe are genuine. Some of them I do believe have genuine intent. Some of them I believe get wrapped up and are easily manipulated to believe things. But I think this is that emotional impact that they're having on people that people can't even see their way out of what is fact versus fiction. And I think we're getting a great display of it, of how many people have bought into the emotional polls of things. Like if you go back to Lynn's video, excellent video, it shows that those opportunities were not missed to paint a narrative, and people have really been affected by it.
When I think of the video that I did earlier today on Kayla Berg, and it's 15 years later, her mom is still heartbroken. I can't even imagine how that feels, and I don't want that to happen for Seth. There's a little bit difference in cases, but I don't want to see this going for 15 years. I do not, and I'm sure none of you do either. But I want to thank each and every one of you. Robin, Samantha. Thank you guys. It got change. Thank you so much for coming in here. Those of you who are in the background who aren't chatting with us, that's okay. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And don't forget, we're over 400 subscribers now. Yay. But when we get up to 500, one lucky subscriber is going to get a box of my fall homemade soaps. So share this out. Really what I'd like you guys to do, if you could, is share the video about Kayla Berg. Let's get her name out there. As long as we continue doing videos for Sebastian, his name is going to stay in the algorithm. But Kayla's has been off the algorithm for years, guys. So if you guys could get her, share that video out for me to get her name out there, even, grab the picture, or if you need a picture from me, feel free to email me at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com if you want to share that on your social media platform.
See, again, like, she's highlighting other cases, so I can't be mad at that. Like, it's really confusing to me on some of these. Now, some of these are just dangerous. Like in the beginning of this, the people with all those crazy allegations, but I think you're seeing like a common theme with a lot of these people and where they're getting their information and the misinformation. And Betty, most of them, all of these people can be found in Betty's comment sections. And that's not I'm not bullshitting you.
Platforms, please reach out. I'd be happy to give that to you guys. But thank you so much for your support. I really, really do appreciate you guys. We will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny.
Okay, so that was Granny. Now we've watched the Chevy lady. Let me go to where we're going to wrap it up with. And you guys have seen him before. I've reviewed Silvers quite often, but I found his video from last night to be really interesting, and he says a lot of it out front. So let's go here. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are understanding like why this is confusing for me. I think it's confusing for a lot of us. I think a lot of us don't want to be like, oh no, they're all terrible people with horrible intent. I don't believe that about a lot of these people. I don't believe that they're horrible humans. Some of them, I don't know though. I genuinely don't know, but it's just watching how the emotional manipulation affects people and how willing these people are to jump in and do crazy shit and say crazy shit. It's concerning to me. It's really concerning. And you have people that are just all over Betty. Like anything she says, they salivate and they take it and run with it.
Tomorrow is Friday, right? And then we'll have the weekend upon us.
There could be an incredible psychological study on how this all works. Truly, I wish somebody with credentials, all the brains, everything. Like, I wish a university would do a psychological study on the people that are drawn to this, how it happens and trickles down. I really wish, but you hear all of them say there's common things, Facebook or these really high pushers of misinformation. I would really be interested to see a study on this
very quickly. So let's jump in. What are we here for? We'll start here. Sebastian Rogers.
I don't know if that's the granny in her chat. I'm not sure. I'm not positive.
Sebastian Rogers gone 262 days. Ladies and gentlemen, gone.
For anybody that might not know, this is Silvers on the Scene, aka Sniffers in the Air.
From his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, 261 days ago. Have you seen me? Sebastian Rogers, $175,000 reward. Have you seen me? Now, as this video plays, kind of a new layout for me. I'm trying some things differently and hope you like it. And it's a way for me to get the message across so we can all jump in, find Sebastian. And so one of the things you'll see here is scrolling at the bottom here. This will scroll through the entire video. So it lets you know if you.
Now, this one does not fall into the category of me thinking that he's got good intent. This motherfucker came on the scene wanting to be noticed by production companies, wanting to be noticed, has like extremely grimy techniques about how he does it. Sorry, I'm just going to say how I truly feel. He knows it's all performative, out there buying a shovel, doing all this shit. He is in direct contact with other people and is a huge source of misinformation. Went to Chris's job site, all these unnamed sources. Like, he is a problem. He is definitely a problem and he knows what he's doing, and there's no excuse for his fucking behavior. There's that. Okay, carry on. But not all of it. Like, that's why it's so back and forth, because some of these people, like Steve, I don't even know what to think about Steve. I don't know. If you guys could see the inside of my brain someday, the back and forth that I do with all of this, the emotional, like, are they bad people? Are they really? How do they fall for this? Like, I am so all over the place in my own head about these people, but there's some of these people that their intent was very noticeable from jump. End scene. Cut. Bloop. Dropping off a body. Like, everything's super performative for him. But I think there's performative people on this side too doing shit. And when I say side, I mean like their sides. I don't have a side in this. I just want Sebastian found, brought home, and all the parents to have peace. That's it. I don't know what the hell happened. I have no clue. I'm not law enforcement, nor will I ever know until law enforcement comes out. I just want the parents to have peace and Sebastian to be found. That's it. Bloop, dropping off a butt. Like, ugh.
You know something, if you've seen something.
Boom. Did you feel that? Yeah, this guy grinds my gears. We're shifting back into bitchy Becky. I'm telling you, though, it's really hard. It's really hard. That is a hard challenge. I'm going to pick other channels to find something positive to say about somebody. I'm sure there's things.
You must say something, right? And here's all the contact information from local Sumner County Sheriff's Department to TBI to FBI, all the way to Dog and At Night and their team. So doesn't matter who you contact someone. Okay. If you have a question, send it to me if you like.
No. And that's another thing. He's been fielding tips and then brings them to the internet instead of law enforcement. Yes, he does contact law enforcement with this shit too, but bringing it for content is just not there. It's just not there. Like, it's just fucking insane.
Silver's on the scene at yahoo.com.
No, don't do that.
Excuse me. Silver's on the scene at, that's right, yahoo.com. See, I'm trying this new format. Don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I need to get my face off of here. And,
yeah, please do us a favor. Please only call FBI, TBI, your local, even your local police departments, law enforcement. Please contact law enforcement, Sumner County, TBI, FBI, whatever the case may be. Do not contact a fucking YouTuber, people. Do not. And all of these people want to be seen as some sort of important piece of these cases, and they're just not. I think it all stinks, but it is misinformation if it's being put out by the company representing Seth. Are they using that to square it as they are doing something good? Absolutely, Janice. 100%. Thank you for the support. I absolutely think that they say, well, we're helping Seth. Yeah. But misinformation is misinformation.
Focus more on Sebastian. Here we go. Right. So, but send it to me. I'll send it to one of these offices. We have to get law enforcement involved and Dog and his team as well. So, have you seen me, Sebastian Rogers? Missing. Let's go here. Missing. Let's open this way up. So, gone 262 days, right? Disclaimer before we go in.
Darby, absolutely. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, in my opinion, for him to continue his abuse of Katie, the emotional abuse, and his resentment that he obviously has towards Katie. And these people are using him to exploit him and his child, and it's being allowed. I mean, both things can exist. And I'm not faulting him for having resentment. I don't know what their divorce was like. I didn't have to partake. No, none of that. But abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter. He's continued the emotional abuse and cheered on the people who are willing to continue the emotional abuse of her. It is what it is. Does he have every right to feel the way he does? I have no idea. That's not for me to decide. But abuse is abuse.
Any further, everything you see in this video is alleged and in my opinion, right? So nothing is a fact. I'm not presenting anything as fact. Do your own research. These are my opinions, and I hope you enjoy the video, right? So let's move on forward. Say his name. Say his name. That is the easiest.
How eerie is it that every one of these people has said that tagline of Silver's? Say his name. Again, that happens in a lot of cases. Again, it's not about, I don't have a problem with people saying Sebastian's name or bringing an awareness to Sebastian. That is not the case. But this whole thing and the weird emotional pull that they are doing to their audiences is too much.
Thing to do to put it out to the universe, and that is say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. Here he is. We just showed this flyer. We'll bring it back up here. Check it out, right? There we go. Take a look at that. All right. We're doing different formats here, trying to figure out. But right here it is. You know, you see it right there. There it is right there, right? You see it. 175,000. So whatever your motives are, bring the boy home. If you know something, if you've seen something.
Can we speed him up? Can we all agree to speed him up, please? Thank you. And we all said, yes.
Say something, right? And with that, let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. All right. We want to keep the awareness alive. That is how we find them, right? If Sebastian found his way somehow to Oregon, if he's in one of those states up across the border going into Canada, then the only way people are going to know him is to know that he's missing and that he's gone. And that comes back to right here, his face out there, and let him know. At this point, too, I want to say, you know, this flyer makes me think of the question that people have asked, why use this flyer? Well, I said in my last video, $175,000 reward, right? That's going to grab people's attention. There is another reason, too, and I failed to mention it last time, 6 photos. This boy, Sebastian Rogers, kind of looks a little different. And this is like a younger version of him. But for the most part, these 5 others are the way he allegedly looked when he went missing. So this is keeping the awareness alive, right? This is keeping the.
And I don't have a problem with anybody sending out flyers, doing any of that. Please don't take that as something that I bitch about. Not at all.
Awareness alive.
All this other performative shit is what I have a problem with.
Showing these photos so people know what he looks like, right? And if they're standing in Oregon, if they're standing in Kentucky, if they're standing in Georgia, even Tennessee, down the street.
Why they don't stick to sharing the Amber Alert is beyond me, but
from where he lived and don't know he's missing, they'll know by keeping that awareness alive. And that's how we find him, right? And then in that, let's have no distraction and finding Sebastian Rogers. Say his name, Sebastian Rogers. All right. So now what I want to throw up this.
Your terms of service. I do too. But it's because then they can funnel tips. They can be selective about what they say is tips and what they don't. And again, I'll leave that alone. I should probably not say that out loud.
Yes. And I'll throw myself in here because here's what I want to talk about tonight. The topic of this video will be things.
I'm going to say it. Actually, I'm going to say it. No, I'm going to say it because I think it needs to be heard. Sorry if this offends anybody. Them having control of the tips bothers me. And the reason it bothers me is because we don't know. Let's say Sebastian did walk out. Let's say Sebastian was with somebody else or is with somebody else. And they, for some reason, thought that he was being harmed by anybody. We don't know. I'm giving a hypothetical. But let's just say that he willingly went out on his own. He left on his own. Let's say he made the choice. We don't know what goes on in any of their homes. And one parent having access and funneling tips is problematic for me. They should be going straight through law enforcement only, and not being funneled through a parent. That we don't know what things were in any of their homes. That's it. That's all. And if that bothers you, I'm sorry. It's going to bother you. But we have no idea what goes on in people's homes, their lives, anything. If it was our child, I would want all of those leads to go through law enforcement because I wouldn't be in the mindset of knowing what was factual or what was misinformation even. and their team having access to what could be credible or not credible, or disregarding something if it came across that it was something about Seth in a negative fashion because their team Seth, is a problem.
Things from this week,
Run with it.
as well as coming soon. What's next, right? So where we are this week, and then where we're gonna go coming soon in the days to come, a week to come. Let me start by saying thank you for the outpouring support, outgoing support of my last video.
Very very valid. I don't know any of these people enough to know what they're truly like. Would I want? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want that for anybody, not just Sebastian's family, for anybody. Law enforcement is the only investigative agency tips should be going through, and that is my personal opinion. If SF was taking tips, I would be saying the fucking exact same.
Video, I was very passionate about that. I don't have Silvers 2 in the room now because the passion's still there, but I don't think I'm gonna need to be calmed down tonight, right? So the new setup here, I hope you like it. We'll talk about that coming soon too. But I just want to say it's just a really, really huge support on that last video, not only from current viewers and subscribers, but from new people that have just, I'm overwhelmed and very thankful and feeling blessed at the outpouring support of, because you can feel my passion through that. So thank you for that very much. And then it just fuels me to keep going forward with this case and with, the simple goal. We need to find Sebastian and we need to bring him home. We'll worry about everything else after that. Let's just do that and get this boy home. Okay, so I'll come off there and we'll just talk about what we want to talk about. Now, each one of these things have come up in the recent week, over the last couple of days, right? So over the, I'd say 2 to 3 days most. What are we on Thursday? So between Tuesday roughly and now. And each one of these are from 3 different creators, if you will. Flashlight video, we're going to rehash that a little bit.
And they got to continue to go back and rehash all these things that law enforcement has said. We don't know what it is at this point in time. It's an open investigation, but they got to continue to push it that they know something or there's something suspicious here. Law enforcement has that video and is analyzing it.
What was said in that, and then that comes from Hindsight 2002. I'll put a link to that video that she did. She does really great work. Really great work. If you haven't checked out her channel, she's got
Hindsight is one of their top clippers for their narrative that they push. I don't know who it is, don't care who it is, but they are definitely pushing a narrative and highly against Chris and Katie. And the team has been using their channel for a lot of the misinformation. And Hindsight is always conveniently in the comment section asking people to use their videos for their content. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
I got both TikTok as well as YouTube. She just really reports good stuff. So check out Hindsight 2002. I'll leave the link to this. We'll talk about that. Cameras inside the Roadhouse. That comes from our friend, our one and only friend, our friend out there that does great work. And that is Jay over at Crime Time Buzz. Okay. And what she discovered here, I'll leave the link to that video. And then this one here is kind of like backup what? Okay. So 2 people attempted infiltration, 1 by marriage. What? So Jay also reported on that, Crime Time Buzz. I'm going to show a slide and read what Nick the Hat posted. That's wild. And so, but you can also check out Crime Time Buzz. She has a video of that as well. But I'm going to leave the link to Nick the Hat's post on YouTube here as well. So Hindsight 2002, Crime Time Buzz, and then Nick the Hat. So let's just jump into this really quick. And the bottom line is, like I said, on these first 2, I'm going to let you go to those videos and read for yourself, and then I'll read this one. So we don't just rehash things. I just want to give my thoughts on what each of these mean, in my opinion. So flashlight video, we all know about the flashlight video. Okay, we all know about this and what is flashlight video, right? So in the flashlight video, what you have is, try this right here. How's that look? Yeah, maybe that. See, I'm trying out new things. But in the flashlight video, what you have is at 3 a.m., 3 to 3:30 a.m., the night Sebastian went missing. Now, this is the night he went missing. You have lights moving around behind his home that allegedly appear that they are going to, a car that's waiting, a car that you see pull in, turn their lights on, and back out, and then they're gone. So, coincidence? Who knows, right?
Again, we don't even know if that's a car. Law enforcement has not stated that, but people have been running with that. Well, you guys know that.
It's been said that this is a trash truck or this was an Uber coming to pick someone up. In my opinion, right? Disclaimer on the wall. I believe this directly is tied to Sebastian. I believe this in my souls that this wasn't coincidence that this happened that night, and this is something related to the disappearance of Sebastian. If you go fully, and I give you my full opinion on this, allegedly, in my opinion, disclaimer on the wall, this is Sebastian being carried out of the home, in my opinion, and put into a car and then go from there, right? So why am I bringing that up? Because everyone's heard of this, and that was months ago. And the reason I bring it up is hindsight 2002. She reports on this, link in the description below. And basically, she's reporting from back in June when Nick Barras from News Channel 5 talked about this video again. And to sum it up, it's like this. Basically, the sheriff's department is saying it's not really of evidentiary value. Yet it could be if other things come out, basically, is how I take it, right? So it's like it is, but it's not, but it is. But this is the one that really stood out for me. He mentions about investigators, the ones who actually vetted the video, meaning people investigated, is this video true? Is it pointing in that direction? Which home did it come from? And all these things. And it's been vetted. That video happened that night at 3 a.m. to 3:30. But yet at that point, investigators won't tell anything else. They won't say anything else. So it's like you can't even get an idea of, well, what do you think this is? It just stops right there. Okay. And I found that very strange. And as Nick goes on to say, his opinion pretty much as mine, that those lights appear to be either flashlights, cell phone lights. Could it be the flashlight Sebastian had with him? Could it be other people? But I believe strongly this flashlight video has something to do with his disappearance. So watch the clip from hindsight 2002 and see what I mean there. Cameras inside the roadhouse. Now, this is great reporting by Crime Time Buzz. And allegedly, I guess she picked up the phone and she, hey, do you have cameras there? Right? What is your security setup? And they confirm we do have cameras inside. We do have cameras inside. So watch your video, link in the description. But here's my thoughts on that. We talked about this, right? Allegedly, my opinion, Chris Proudfoot was sitting in that roadhouse.
Sir, again, come on, people. Come on. Again, more misinformation. More misinformation. There's been no indication from law enforcement, the actual investigative agency, that Chris was at the roadhouse. Quite the opposite. In fact, that's where they showed Seth the proof of life video from. He said numerous times that Chris was in Memphis, his own words, but to keep people emotionally pulled in, they're going to continue to add more salacious tidbits of could be, couldn't be. I agree, Just Me Sunshine, 100% agree with you on that. I've said that numerous times. I think anybody in interfering, I think that should be charged. Absolutely. I feel that should be charged. All of them, including barbecue. Sorry for my TikTok stands of barbecue, but I can't stand that bitch. Sorry. That's why I want to go over the filings, but I'm struggling because she has done shit. She's done shit that I stand firmly against. She's performative as fuck. And to anybody that thinks otherwise, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of performative bullshit from that one. And it's gross. Gross. I'm struggling. I don't think she's done everything she's accused of. But I think a lot of these people are in this for self-serving narratives and self-serving gain. And I think there's other people that have just been lumped into shit. It pisses me off. And people think because I'm against the filing. No, I think the filing's stupid. The way it was done was stupid. The people how they have included what they've done is stupid. If Seth would have gone after barbecue on his own, I don't know. But sometimes I wonder if people aren't all pulling wolves over our eyes intentionally. I don't know. Okay, let me hit the button before I say more. Send me a cease and desist barbecue. I don't give a fuck. I'll make it into content.
Well, let me just say this. Was he sitting in that roadhouse? Question mark. Was he in that roadhouse that night? And there's security footage. There's cameras inside the facility, inside the restaurant. This seems like an easy thing to verify. And if he was there, doesn't this change everything? So I guess I'll leave you with this on this. If these cameras exist inside that roadhouse, where's that footage? And who sat there with Katie and with Sebastian? I believe Crime Time Buzz also reports in this same video that
that's been answered. Family was. Law enforcement will already have these videos. This is where I get so mad because law enforcement already has access to this stuff. They've already gone through these videos. So you think Silver's on the scene months later down the road is just pulling this shit out? Come on, people. But now they're running with this. Oh, was he at the roadhouse?
there's two discrepancies. There's discrepancies in two different times Katie talks about allegedly who was with who at that roadhouse. First time it was Sebastian and her and some family members. And then I guess the second time it was just her and Sebastian. Or was it her, Sebastian, and Chris? And then I'll jump off here so we can see this bigger here. Two people attempted let me stop right here. Let me back up, pause, slow it down, Silvers. Two people attempted infiltration, one by marriage. What? So infiltration, that is someone trying to get into someone's business, if you will. What happened here? We'll go to the next slide and we'll read it. Okay, so let's go here. And here's what happened here. Okay. This is from a post from Nick at Night. Okay. Nick the Hat. You can find this. I'll put the link in the description on his post on his YouTube channel. And he's got other 1 through 7 that are also important, but this really just shocks me. Let's just read it and we'll go through it. Attempted infiltration of at-night systems. We have confirmed that 2 individuals attempted to infiltrate at-night systems by using fake IDs to apply for employment. During the interview process, they provided information that allowed us to conduct background checks and identify pertinent details. Connections to the persons of interest, these 2, further investigated revealed that one of these individuals, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take her words here, but I'll say it. As Crime Time Buzz says, buckle up, right? Put the seatbelt on here. Let me just say that. I'll say this. Make sure you're sitting down. Further investigation revealed that one of these individuals is connected to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers through marriage, not by blood. The second individual is believed to be wanted in unrelated criminal charges involving trafficking. These individuals have been reported to authorities and further investigations are underway. Both of those are shockers, right? Number one,
no,
they are saying, let me break this down in just my terms, how my mind works. They are saying that 2 people tried to gain employment at night systems and they used fake IDs. And when they were verified and checked, they were found to be one, a person who is related to Sebastian or connected is how they say it through marriage, not blood. So if it's not blood, it's no one on Seth's side and no one on Katie's side because mom and dad and blood and all their relatives. So if it's connected,
Seth is adopted, Silver.
Connected through marriage, it's connected through Chris Proudfoot. I'll say allegedly in my opinion, but I don't really think I have to there, right? Because
so the only person that could be connected by marriage is Chris. Oh yeah, okay, that makes total sense. So Katie doesn't have any cousins that aren't married. Seth doesn't have any cousins that aren't married. Are these people this dumb? Really? Are you people really this stupid? Yeah, good question. Dear Terms of Service, and why are they running background checks on potential applicants without a job offer? I think that's illegal in some places, actually. Until you sign for a contractual obligation or a contract offer or whatever it's called. Sorry, you guys are almost done making dinner with me. Well, I made 2 things tonight for dinner. Doohickey, thank you for the gifted memberships, y'all. Welcome to the cabana. If you got gifted a membership from Doohickey, please tell Doohickey thank you. Hold on. Let me mute for just a second. Let me push this so I can answer the little question.
If they're connected to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, say his name, through marriage, it goes through Chris Proudfoot and through the Proudfoot family. So there's a lot of different people there. Who could it be? And then the second one being unrelated criminal charges, not to this case, but on trafficking. Ladies and gentlemen, think about that, right? Your business is investigating something. 2 people come to work. You need help. So help wanted. 2 people apply for a job to help you do the case. And then you find out that these 2 people lied about who they were, had fake IDs. And then when you dig in, you dig, right? They're related to Sebastian. One has criminal unrelated to trafficking, and the other one is through marriage connected to Sebastian. This is crazy. So thank you, Crime Time Buzz reported, as well as Nick posting it, and I'll put those links down below. We remain, he goes on to say, I just want to read this too, because this is important. We remain appreciative of the public's outgoing support. We urge anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. Together, we will continue working tirelessly to bring Sebastian home and to hold accountable those who obstruct this critical mission. You know, some people email.
Sorry about making you guys hungry. I made spaghetti for Kenzie and the little, and then I made fried tacos for the middle little and Kyle.
Tell me, and what they have is either A, something I can investigate myself through distance or time, or it's just so good that it should be looked at immediately. And like I said, time, I can't get there immediately. And I'll say to people, hey, send this in right here. There's all these different contacts. Let's read them off. They're scrolling across the bottom too. Sumner County Sheriff's Office. There's their number. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. That's TBI. TBI. There's a tip there. Also an email. Then FBI, your nearest office to where you live. And then, you know, that FBI, when you talk about your local FBI, just so you know, FBI is Federal Bureau of Investigation. So if you're living over in Nebraska and it's far away from Sebastian in Tennessee, but you know something, go to that local office. Call that local office. FBI. They'll get it to the people working the case.
Here, I'll show you guys right quick. Give me a second. Those are Kyle's fried tacos. Super simple. He loves them. They're easy to make 2 different meals out of.
Then you talk about, alternatively, Dog the Bounty Hunter, 833-TELL-DOG. And then the tips, if you feel like you want to email it in. But, you know, sometimes it just, what I found is, go back to like the supposed sighting at Walmart. The guy who sent me that, I think he just needed to push, you know, like he wasn't sure of himself on that. And so I helped with the push, and he's been heavily involved ever since. So
all they are, for those asking, let me show you again. So all they are is like a taco shell, a flour tortilla. You could use corn too if you prefer. Refried beans, taco meat, cheese on the inside, and then you add whatever toppings you want to the outside, like lettuce, tomatoes, onions, anything additional that you want. Throw them in the air fryer for a couple minutes, and voila, that's it.
Just you know something, you think you know something, say something, and scrolling across the bottom and right here in this post. Okay, so let's go back here and let's finish up with, let's go back, make sure we got this. So the flashlight video, still of importance. I think this is one of the biggest pieces of information out there related to this case that will ultimately, I say mark my words here, because in my opinion, I believe so. Once we find Sebastian, and we will find him, and once we find him, you're going to see how important this video is. And then cameras inside the roadhouse, that also is going to be very important in this.
Come on now, cameras inside. Come on now. Come on now. We've already done this with him. Remember the foot stomping and the proud foot yelling in the Walmart from the random email that he took and ran with? Like, we've already done all of this. Can I show you the inside of the taco pig when you crack it? Can you show him? Yeah. Hold on. He'll show you when he cracks it. I've got more cooking right now, but they're super simple. So sorry, random squirrel moments. But my little one does not like tacos at all. Yeah, there you go. It's just got refried beans, cheese, and meat in it. My little one does not like tacos whatsoever. She likes ketchup. Yeah, anything with ketchup. But she loves spaghetti. So I just take hamburger, I fry up a bunch of hamburger and part it out. So half of it I make with spaghetti sauce, and then half of it I do taco meat with. So Kenzie and the little ate spaghetti and garlic bread, and then the other 2 like fried tacos with refried beans and everything of that nature. So it's an easy way to make 2 different meals and get them to eat. Well, still, like, we have a lot of sensory and food sensitivities and stuff around here. So I try to make things that are easy to separate into 2 different things, like a lot of chicken, and I'll pull stuff out before I put like a sauce on a chicken for the little ones and things like that. So, okay, random thoughts by us. Sorry.
Yes, I believe. And then these 2 people, especially this one who's connected to Sebastian. That may be the person.
DTOS, do your terms of service. Are you on a liquids only. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I know how bad that sucks. I'm sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to torture you.
We've been looking for, let me just do this right here. Let's do this. I'll even do it like this. That may be the person we're looking for that can help solve this case. There you go. So here it is with Nick. You have the links to all three of these. 1, 2, 3. See, I'm trying to do this video. I want to read what's on the screen, but I want to look at you. I don't want to address you. So I'm working on it, right? And that's what's coming up. Let's jump on to the next thing. So here we go. Right here, coming soon, right? So let's just throw this up here like this. And I don't believe I'm on the screen when that happens. You just hear my voice, right? So coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things coming soon. There's a lot of things. Things are in the process as we speak, and there's things coming soon. What are they? Cell phone, hearing, searching, hometown, lives, and memberships, right? Okay. So here's what we've got coming soon. Coming soon, right? I love movies and I love.
This is where it gets interesting.
Oh, and there's good movies coming soon. So here it is. We always talk about stay tuned on Silvers on the Scene. Stay tuned, more to come. Well, there's much more coming. Cell phone. So I mentioned the cell phone in my search when I did the 27.27 miles. I think I may have mentioned it the video after.
Peg. Ooh. That ding said it all for me. No, no, and no. I don't even know. Did she have a recipe for that? I mean, I don't like beans as is personally that much, unless it's like in chili, but oh, no.
Recapping or so. I haven't said much about it because let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever trying to get into a cell phone, this is difficult business, okay? Tried so many different things, from the SIM card, from hooking it up as a hard drive, to just one thing after the next. Now, here's the thing. A million people, I'm saying 100,000, let me say 10,000 people could have thrown this cell phone out the car window, or somebody we were looking for to help solve this case could have dropped it. So it's one of those things where I can't see just hand it in, because I've tried to hand in things to law enforcement, nothing against them, but they'll just say there's no real evidence.
Can't see you trying to hand it in to actual authorities. Make it make sense.
Of that. So I'm trying to find that evidence myself. And then if it's there, boom. So where are we at? The cell phone is being repaired. Okay. It's being repaired so I can look at it. Probably, I would say 95% it has nothing to do with Sebastian. But if that 5%, if it does, what would that mean? So that's coming up, and I'm hoping to have that answer today. It's Thursday, by Saturday. Okay. What is the hearing? Hearing for the creator, Bullhorn Betty, is coming up next week. And I'm going to be in the I'm going to be in the town, and I'm going to be there for support. Now, I don't think I'm saying anything out of school here, because I believe, and I'll go up on this right here so you can see me. So for that, I believe Betty wants people to come out and support, and we should. This is about YouTube and freedom of speech, and you know what's right. So I'll have an opportunity to be there, and I will be showing my support, because if you want to come on like I'm doing right now, and you want to voice your opinion, and you.
This has nothing to do with YouTube and freedom of speech. Wrong. Instantly. Wrong. 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 Sorry. Grabbing dishes. This has nothing to do with YouTube and freedom of speech. Betty is being held accountable for her actions and her choices. She chose to go. No, he's not single. He's got Mrs. Silvers on the scene. But this is not, yeah, exactly, PJ, second chance. This is about Betty and breaking restraining orders. The court ordered her to stop doing the things she was doing. They placed 4 ROs on her. She was violated 6 times. This has nothing to do with her on social media solely. This is consequences for her actions and her behavior. Has nothing to do with freedom of speech. Not one bit. But it's really interesting to me that some person on here that's been Sebastian is going to support the person who is stalking and harassing, according to the court, the parents of Sebastian. That tells you their intent, in my opinion. Do I actually know his intent? No. But his actions say a whole lot.
You want to have your voice heard. We all have a right to that. We all have a right to our opinion. This case could mean something against that. We don't want that to happen. So I'm going to be there, whether she's aware of it now. If she hears this video, if you see this video, you can tell her that I'll be there supporting her. And so we hope everything goes well with her, and we'll move on from there. I'm also looking forward to meeting some people in the area that I've wanted to, some other creators, as well as to see if how much of the YouTube community comes out in support of this, because we got to be able to speak when we want to speak, and not be in fear of you say something and you'll be eliminated off your platform and able to say things. So that's coming up. All right. Then we'll go back here, throw this up, searching hometown. So I'll be able to be in the area next week, be able to support on this hearing, be able to meet people, hopefully get more ideas. I already have a list of places I need to look. Won't be able to search, but maybe a couple of days, but that's a couple of days of looking. And that's the goal, is to find Sebastian. So I'm really excited about being able to have time to search his hometown, check some areas that I have on my list, as well as if some others come up that we can search as a group, people together versus just me out there myself. And by the way, I do have, I got some walkie-talkies, I got some orange vests, some bags, some things that people have mentioned, because you're right. You find something, you don't want to taint it, such as like the cell phone, you put it in a bag. Been doing my best to work around with it and not get, my fingerprints are going to be on it, but
what the fuck are walkie-talkies gonna do? Red Rover, send Betty on over. Like, what the fuck? Are you gonna go holler in some more drainage pipes, and you want to send somebody to the end of the drainage pipe with a walkie-talkie? Like, this is disgusting. This is a missing child that they're LARPing over. I am so over it. Yeah, basically he's having a meet and greet. I can't wait to meet up with other YouTubers at the social outing. Are you searching for a child or not? Are you going to bring your shovel? Like, for criminy sakes, what are we doing anymore? It's freaking disgusting. Well, come on now. What? That's all they're doing, is they're playing games out here, acting like you don't even know. They think this is all, it's all performative at this point. It's all performative at this point.
We'll find out if it has something on it. We'll go from there. But yeah, so we got all that equipment, especially the walkie-talkie, in case I need to talk to Silvers too, or anyone else maybe searching with us. So a lot of good things.
Calls his wife Silvers too. Yeah, that's what he does.
Things coming up. This cell phone we should be getting an answer over the weekend with it. The hearing next week, as well as searching. Hopefully get to search some the day of the hearing if time and daylight. It gets dark quick now, but if daylight is good, we can do that. And then definitely that following weekend, get some time in for searching, because what's it about, right? Let's go back here. Here it is. No distraction. Finding Sebastian. We say his name, right? He's been gone 262 days. Way, way too long. So we're going to go out. We're going
Hey, Jeff.
to look for him. We'll continue searching and never give up, right? And here it is. If you're not aware, it's $175,000 reward. Say his name. Say his name. All right, so we're going to jump back to here. And the last piece of this, and then we're going to jump off here and let you continue your night and getting into your weekend. So I'm going to jump on here with this. And let's see how I do this. Like this. Let's do it like that. And let's even bring it in. Let's do it like this. How about that? Right? Oh, it covers it up. So let's do this. So what am I working off here? Just so you know, I'm working off of StreamYard, and I'm working off of trying to teach myself how to do live. So this video you'll be watching was not done live. I mean, I think I've said before, it is kind of live because I don't edit anything. I just speak, but there's no chats rolling and there's no one here. Like, it's just me, right? Like I'm pre-recording this and then I'll play it. So it'll be a replay, but no one watched the original here. But that's the coming up. You see my little, So I've just never really, I enjoy others' lives. I think creators out there do great lives,
That is one thing I will give Silvers, is so far I have not seen much faith manipulation with him. Not as bad as others. I'm reading your guys' comments. Thank you all for joining us tonight too. I know this is a really random time for me to pop on, but I've been working on going through all these and I'm like, oh, how do I do this? Well, there's no easy way to do it. Just dump them all at once. Here we are. But these are all the channels that are where if for some reason Betty is restrained, these are the people that are amping up their channels and the misinformation. And you see how effective they are with pushing the narratives. These are all the people that Betty is saying, you know, there will be 1,000 channels to replace me. Here we have it. And you see where they're getting their information from, and you see the patterns of how they're doing things. And I don't know how to even help get it to stop. And people continue to tell me, if you would stop talking about it, they would stop. Really? You think that me talking about them, if I stop talking about all these people are going to stop? How does that make sense? Do you guys really believe that if we stop pushing back, that these people will stop? If I was to be silent, do you think these people are going to change? Yes or no in the comment section. I'm going to wait and listen or see what you guys say. Please be honest too. Please be honest. If you think that these people are going to stop, if I stopped covering them, will they stop? Nonsense. The people that actually support this and giving them money, it is the worst. Without their support, they wouldn't have the money to do this. You don't care about missing kids and support your exactly, Jeff. 100% agree, Jeff. But they've got themselves convinced, Jeff, that they do. Like that this is somehow helping. And let me be honest. Yeah. But Jeff, I think some of them aren't even money motivated. Some of them aren't even money motivated, and that's scary to say. But this guy is not a grifter at all. He might get AdSense from his videos, but I've never seen him running PayPals or anything like that. That's what's even scarier for me, Jeff, is some of these people aren't money motivated. They seem to have other motivations behind it, whether it's, you know, attached to money down the road, like they get offered an acting career, something like that. Maybe that's potential, but some of them aren't even money motivated at the surface. A lot of the bigger tragedy vultures, I think, are like your Brittany, Betty's, Spanky definitely has money motivation, but he don't even need the money. He's got other motivations too. Yeah, absolutely. Jeff, agree. Absolutely. But how they sleep at night, like they say that all the time. How do we sleep? How do we sleep? Playing their own words. And it's like, how do you guys miss the point here? I don't know where they all come from. It's crazy to me. I agree with you, Jeff, though, 100%. Some are just obsessed. I actually have been saying this a lot, and you guys know I struggle with this all the time. Like, I don't have any answers. I'm always up, you know, for you guys knowing, like I always tell you flat out, like, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. Me highlighting them, does it help in any way, shape, or form? To some of you, the answer is going to be no, and that's okay. To some of you, the answer is yes, because some of you supported these people. Some of you supported this and really believed what they were doing was helpful, really believed that these people had good intent. So one by one, people are starting to come to the light. And if we can change and help anybody see the truth and the reality of how much harm this does to families, I think it's worth it. Everybody else will have to figure out what your level is or what's worth it to you. But to me, this takes no time. This is time that I'd be sitting around, hanging out, reading a book, watching TV, something like that. So this is time that I'm willing to spend to do my part to push back. The research and stuff, I love to research anyways. I'm always doing something like that anyways. So to me, that's worth it as is. Like, it's just stuff I enjoy doing. So this is one way I can, in my position, do something. Is it the right thing to do? I have no fucking clue. I don't even know anymore, because these people just keep popping up over and over again, and it just gets crazier and crazier. And I'll be honest, I truly believe you guys are buckle up for this. Clip the shit out of this if you want. I think there's multiple people playing a troll game at the expense of a missing child and missing child's family. I think we have 2 seasoned trolls on 2 sides that are connected to 2 different groups of creators who are using the grief of a missing child's family to position themselves, posture themselves with family members on either side. I don't think it's just one side. I think there's 2 sides of this. Now, don't take this as like I'm saying all these people, because no, I do not believe so. Just like with the filing, I do not believe that Granny and Barbecue are even remotely in the same arena or wheelhouse, anything of that nature. What Barbecue has done and what Granny has done are completely polar opposites. So please don't lump those people together. But I think there's people that actively sit by, push out these riddles to the quote unquote team and sit there and laugh their asses off watching these people spin these things at the expense of a missing child and the missing child's family. Blondie, I'll be specific. I think Nick and Hong are trolls that are using a noble cause such as a missing child to play games with people. That is my opinion based on what we've watched them do with the riddles and everything like that. And I believe that JLR also is connected to some of the creators on the other side. And I don't know if their fallout was a negative. JLR and Nick at one point in time were connected. Do I know if they're still connected? Do I know if they're friends? No, I have no clue. But JLR was very, very active and very heavy with the narrative pushing and the misinformation from Facebook from jump. Do you think he's just gone away? No. And he's connected to other people that are on opposite sides. Now, could they all be working together and trolling the fuck out of all these creators together? Maybe. I don't fucking know. He knew they were coming in, Beardy Mom. Absolutely, Jeff. It's horrifying. Jeff, if this was, I would be in jail. I'm telling you guys straight up. You guys know my temper to like a little bit of my temper. You saw a little bit of it last night with my, nah, I'm done fucking with this shit. I'm done fucking with these things. And then having all these people fucking come down on my ass all day long, expecting me to fucking get involved in other shit that I don't even fucking watch or participate in. But I'm supposed to fucking lend my voice to other shit constantly. I'm so fucking sick of it. If this was my family in these shoes or somebody I cared about and knew in real life, I would be in fucking jail. I'm telling you straight up, I'd be in jail. Kyle would be too. We talk about it nightly. We'd be fucking in jail. So when people are constantly trying to pull me into other shit, yeah, I see what's going on, but creator to creator shit, some of that is, they do intentionally, like it is, and then it just spins from there, and there's a lose-lose situation for me in those things. And I get people want me to talk about those things or have problems with them because some people on this app, not very many, see me as a credible, reliable source. So if I speak, then people will go to one side or the other. If I speak in favor of this or favor of that, I'm not in favor of many of them. But I can pick and choose. Like, I like certain things about certain people. I dislike certain things about different people. Like, that's just the way humans work, right? But I'm more invested. Like, I invest my time. I don't sit around for 6 hours and watch somebody else's lives. I'm sorry. Unless it's content I review, I don't watch the shit. This is what I'm interested in, is trying to figure out how we can help the families of these situations. Good night, Mackenzie. I'm glad that you came out of the bushes tonight. I also like your name. I know, Jeff, but I understand why people want me to lend a voice to certain situations or things like that. But for me to do that, I have to take it all the way back, and it opens up Pandora's box, because the reason why I've stayed out of a lot of stuff from jump, this, that, and the other thing, is because I didn't understand all the different inner workings, because I do keep very selectively to myself with a small group of people, and I'm not in a lot of that shit. This is where I feel like I can be a voice. Now, do all of these people? Hell yeah, but I don't have the time of the day to do every person on this app. I just don't. Yeah, me, it's gotten so out of hand. It's gotten so. Let's finish this video and then I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about some of the clips I was sent. Oh, Jeff, I really appreciate that. Really, I do. I'm just trying to do what I can, my little part. Like, I am not perfect by any means. And I'm not trying to, like, I don't know how to maneuver some of these things or some of these situations. A lot of them are lose-lose situations that we all do our best and we all try to do what we can. And I don't know, but to me, it's way more intriguing for my brain also to try and figure out, like, what is the driving force behind these channels that start up to exploit these families? Is it because it's easy money? Is it because there's something else like trauma that motivates them? Like, what is it? I would give anything for a university, like one of their master's programs or something, a psychology group, one of the master's programs to do a study on this. I would give anything to see a study done by a master's program or a doctorate program or something, like a group of students to do. I would love to see that, because to me, the impact is so dangerous. Like, the outcomes and the impacts are getting worse every case. But do you notice one thing I have to say? We hopped on that Joshua McCoy with the misinformation that was being pushed on that they were really pushing. Has anybody noticed if Spanky's circled back around yet on that? Not saying that they won't. They probably will. But if it stops them in their tracks of being like, okay, we don't have this information yet, maybe we should wait for law enforcement. That's all I'm asking. Wait for facts to come out from law enforcement before you start ruining lives because of speculation.
Justin Clutch Them Pearls does really good lives. Dolly does great lives. Crime Time Buzz is doing good lives. Bullhorn Betty does good lives. And I get the interaction part. And I just,
Autumn, did you see, is she, the last we heard on that wasn't, that wasn't, you're playing dumb. You know what troll farms do. What's a troll farm? Think they're about to do me what? JMP. Why do these people do what? Yeah, Revival. Interesting how we're gonna back that up. I'm just interested to see what this comment means. Come back, wherever you are, JMP. I'm not playing dumb. We're having an open discussion about what is going on right in front of our faces, what we're listening to. What am I playing dumb about? That's true, Jeff. That's true. Facts don't get the attention. Has Dolly been? I haven't seen Dolly cover in this recently. Gigi, thank you for commenting and coming out of the bushes and talking. Oh, yeah, thank you for unhiding him. Gigi, can I ask what made you decide to unsub from them? He put out a video today. See, I don't follow him as much as I couldn't even tell you. Let me go back here a little bit and see. I was waiting for that other account to come back, but if they were timed out, that's probably why. Right, Jeff? Right? He had one today. Okay. Well, this video was last night, so that's interesting.
Off of trying to teach myself how to do live. So this video you'll be watching was not done live. I mean, I think I've said before, it is kind of live because I don't edit anything. I just speak, but there's no chats rolling and there's no one here. Like, it's just me, right? Like I'm pre-recording this and then I'll play it. So it'll be a replay, but no one watched the original here. But that's the coming up. You see my little, So I've just never really, I enjoy others' lives. I think creators out there do great lives. Justin Clutch Them Pearls does really good lives. Dolly does great lives. Crime Time Buzz is doing good lives. Bullhorn Betty does good lives.
Oh, that's just people he likes, though. A lot of people came from Dolly. A lot of these people came from Dolly. Dolly is a huge source of misinformation. There's absolutely no question about that. I am not a Dolly fan one bit. Never have been.
And I get the interaction part, and I just, here's my thing. So that's the should Silver's on the Scene. Should I do lives? So leave a comment. Should I do lives? And then memberships. Sometimes I have footage from videos that I don't post. I edit out things, or you see the setup here and what I've been doing and behind the scenes, kind of, if you will, or maybe when it comes to the lives, right? We're talking about these lives. When it comes to these lives, maybe we have members lives where we want to talk whatever it is, and it's members only, right? So YouTube keeps saying, hey, Silver's on the Scene, do memberships. And
Autumn, just so you know, I just went and checked the Coos County, Oregon. They haven't put an update up recently. I did go over all the misinformation that they were putting out from the scanner groups and stuff. But law enforcement, just a quick side note, because I saw your comment in here from Coos County Sheriff, the last update from them, the actual investigative agency. Now I'm looking for others, but was their information that they would like to remind everybody that the community, or remind their community, that Joshua McCoy investigation is still ongoing. No one is in custody. Cause of death remains unknown. There was a bunch of misinformation being spread based on supposed scanner things, and then Spanky, and then Brittany and those people. But so far, as of right now, what I'm seeing is no new updates. So, but I'll continue to look.
I've had other creators say, hey, I think your audience would really like live. So I'm asking a couple of questions. Would you like to see lives? Would you like to have memberships?
No.
And if
memberships,
yes is to both of those, do you like the setup here?
I don't care if people are monetized on YouTube. I really don't. It's how they do things. If they're ethical, if they're, that stuff, I don't care.
All right. Hope I got the lights right and the color. This would be what you would see if we did a live. And so I just wanted to see.
I wonder how he'll be able to control the misinformation in a live format.
Do you think lives would be a good idea for Silver on the Scene? Would you like that? Or would you like?
Will he start offering panels? That's one thing I really get irritated with too, is panel lives. Panel lives drive me fucking nuts, because I think it's such a high rate of misinformation, because people come up and spew whatever they want to, and there's no fact checking usually that goes on. That happens in Brittany's all the time. That's one of my biggest complaints about her misinformation, is it's the panel guests that do a lot of it.
Memberships, exclusive things to the members. And what do you think of the setup here? Okay, so all those questions, and then we're around 7,700 subscribers. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, he built fast. Jeff, sadly, his group of people will they support the crap out of this. Look at Betty's group. It's all that same. It's those same people that go from live to live to live, and they keep them emotionally invested in Spanky, Brittany, Betty, Crime Time Buzz, Silver's on the Scene, all the same people, and they support those same clip channels that go with it. It's so weird how all of this is happening.
And when we talk about subscribers, I got to throw this up, right? When we talk about subscribers, we're talking about him. We're talking about him, because that's why we're here. And so when we were at 1,000 subscribers, I couldn't believe it, because that's 1,000 sets of eyes, 2,000 eyeballs on this child.
If you're willing to push misinformation and do all the grimy shit like these people are, those channels explode fast.
On this child right here, saying his name and bringing awareness. To hit 5,000 blew my mind. At 7,700, now
7,700. I've been at this for 2.5, not 2.5, almost 2.5 years. And we are just getting close to 10K. But I'm not willing to do that either. I won't do a lot of the things that get you in the algorithm or get the subs and all that shit. And I am completely content with the slow growth. Yeah, yep, Jeff, yep, 100%.
You have, what is that? 15,400 sets. Well, 7,700 sets of eyeballs and 15,400 eyes.
And they try to phrase it in that it's helping Sebastian. His channel growth is helping Sebastian. Yep.
Eyeballs on this channel. Sebastian Rogers, say his name. So we go back to here.
Hell no, I wouldn't, Jeff. No, I would not.
And we talk about.
I don't want any of those. No, I'm always excited when I intentionally piss people off and I lose a few subs because I know I'm like being true to myself and I'm like, yep, bye-bye.
Do you want to do lives and memberships? Answer the questions, would you like? As well as if we can get to 8,000 subscribers, then Silver's on the scene. We'll totally think about. We'll definitely think about it. Because at 8,000 subscribers, we have 8,000 sets of eyes. 8,000 sets of eyes on this child. Sebastian Rogers, say his name. And that is
True Krama. You've done some incredible videos too. Just want to give you a shout out while you're in the comments. You've done some incredible, like back to back to back clip stuff. Great videos. Thank you for the work. I know how much work that is to do stuff like that and go clip through those.
16,000 eyeballs. And what does that do? That does this. That says his name, keeps the distraction away, and it keeps the awareness alive.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
so
yep.
If it's something you want to see, let me know and
Here
we'll
we
do
go.
it. Okay. So what's the recap of this video? Let's go back through here. Cell phone coming up, information on that. Hopefully it contains something that will help bring Sebastian home. Here.
But you're 95% sure it has nothing to do with Sebastian's case. You just found a random cell phone and you're trying to use it as to mislead people that there's some, oh, come on now. And if you thought it had something to do with Sebastian, you should have turned it directly into law enforcement. That's irresponsible once again and dangerous.
Coming up, searching his hometown. Do you want lives and memberships? You got to read this. You believe this. Somebody has attempted to get a job with at night and
Dear terms of service. That's something that I've been telling the girls around me. Like when I see them coming out with a new case that is pushing misinformation, if I can hop in as fast as I can and correct some of that, like we did with Joshua McCoy, I'm going to continue to do some of that because it's not going to stop them from doing what they're doing, but at least there's people that are getting the factual information, what is available at that time, because none of us know. And then those people are aware to push back a little bit and say, well, actually, this is what we know for the moment. Like, we don't know what's going to come of it. We don't know what happened, but this is what is misleading about what they're saying. It helps us, I think, more than anything. Brianna says that Sebastian Rogers, say his name, is giving me Southern Baptist vibes. He reminds me of my grandpa, the deacon leading prayers. Ugh. Thank you, Bree, for the support. It's weird to me. I remember, there's a lot of horrific tragedies that they've talked about. Say her name, say his name, Breonna Taylor, things of that nature. So it's weird to me to hear. I don't know. It's weird when there's a missing child that we don't even know if something nefarious even happened. Everything's on the table, but we just don't even know if there is going to be a point in time where justice is what's needed. And I think that's intentional to mislead and emotionally pull people in once again. Again, I don't have a problem with people talking about him. That's not my place. But I think it's just another misleading attempt by these people.
They're connected to Sebastian by marriage. The other person looks like may have criminal issues with some trafficking. What is going on there? Are there cameras inside the roadhouse? Allegedly they are. Check.
Of course there are. Law enforcement has access. Like, come on now, people. Come on. Common sense things right there, back to back. If somebody involved in this has some sort of connection to trafficking and had an open warrant, that would be breaking media. That the Nashville channels would have at least covered it that have been covering Sebastian's. Come on now. We know that. These riddles are just not landing. Plus, law enforcement has access to Texas Roadhouse cameras. They're going to know who was there, who was present, all of that. And what we were told from law enforcement is the family has been cooperative and their stories have been vetted.
Check out Crime Time Buzz's video on that, and then the flashlight video is still out there, and it is still relevant. It is still relevant. Now, I will say this: you check out that that post that that Hindsight 2002 did. I'll put the link below. And one of the things Nick also says that people had thought there was audio. There is no audio there. Okay, there's not people saying anything, as well as seeing things that people thought. That's allegedly, in my opinion, as well. That's never the thing. It's the flashlights, it's the car, and that's pretty much what you see. So I think that could be one of the reasons it's not, boom, that big of evidentiary value at this point. But it is connected, in my opinion. Disclaimer on the wall. All right.
We don't know what is in that. We just don't. We really don't. I'm going to take us back here for a moment, though, because I want to laugh one more time at this. For those that came in late, this is the channel we talked about the other day. Oh my gosh, Jeff, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I mean, I think about the minor children that they did that to in Kylie Rodney's case. All the minors that they went headfirst into their lives of. And these things are on the internet still today about these minor children as they grow older. These allegations, and you know, it was a tragic accident. I will say that there was a lot of questionable things in the beginning, so I understand why people were asking questions, but the extent that they went into and jumped in head first over that was insane. And that stuff's on the internet forever. Okay, taking us back here just for a final laugh, because this part does crack me up. This is my buddy 5D. For those of you that don't know, Burnt Toast covered her last night too. In the end of her live stream, it was funny as shit. She is an interesting one, but she is coming out swinging for these people. So there's one part in here I will stop and we will giggle about.
To take the time to tell all these wonderful, good-hearted people what a great job all of you have done and continue to do for Sebastian Rogers. God bless Seth Rogers, Bullhorn Betty, Tony Mathis, Bruce Castor, Joseph Lesniak, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat, Hong, Brittany J, Yada, Nina Gomez, Silver's on the Scene, They're On Too, Sonia, Crime Time Buzz, Warden Eagle, Hindsight 2002, Mystery, MSC, Andy's Crimecast, CSO, and everyone else who is searching for answers in this case. Even though there's a lot of wicked people that continues 24/7 lying to everybody, saying that all this is a joke, and saying that all of you are putting out misinformation.
They are putting out misinformation.
We know that's not true. All of the hate and bully channels.
Did you notice the cat next to Brittany?
Are the ones putting out misinformation.
Yep, we're all putting out misinformation, of course.
That's what CP and KP paid them to do.
Oh, again, we've been paid according to this random person.
They continue to do serious damage control. All of the bully have nitrogen monoxide respect for none of these hardworking people.
Nitrogen monoxide respect. We're back to that. We all have nitrogen monoxide. Can you explain what nitrogen monoxide respect is?
No.
You don't have nothing? You don't know what that means? What's nitrogen monoxide? That's very normal, isn't it? That's a normal saying. Nitrogen monoxide respect. I don't even know how that, like, the AI could have, what would they have misheard her and turned it into that? Like, how did, nitrogen monoxide respect. Yeah. Nitrogen monoxide respect.
Control. All of the bully have nitrogen monoxide respect for none of these hardworking people. They are the reason why there's a pause to a lot of things that needed to be done. They need to be held accountable for impeding in the investigation of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Yeah, we're impeding, okay.
Those evil people too busy working with the Proudfoots and the Boer Sox coming up with the evil plan to illegally arrest Betty.
All of it's just to illegally arrest Betty.
Only ones that needs to be arrested is the Proudfoots, Boer Sox, and all the hate and bully channels for constantly poisoning this case. I want to say thank you all for working really hard in this case.
She's got a lot of carbon monoxide respect for you.
And putting all your hearts and dedication. Let's take the time to also thank these strong people for helping Seth Rogers and his family. God sees all the hard work y'all do behind closed doors.
God sees all. What would AI have even switched to nitrous? I can't even say it. I don't even know what they could have gotten wrong there. This right here, though, is chef's kiss. Look what she did to Trump. I mean, look at Trump's eyes. I guess you have to be almost fully closed eyes to have hard eyes for Betty. I can't think of anything either, Autumn. I was like, what would have turned that into that? NO2 instead of no respect? You guys, I don't know. I mean, this is the Where's Waldo poster. This is the same lady. Black Widow, 100% has been from Jump. Has been from Jump, the Black Widow channel. And part of me almost wonders at times if that's not intentional by some people. Now, I'm not an awareness channel or true crime, so I know that, like, I don't push that stuff out here. That's not what I do. But I'm thankful for the channels that have kept it factual and kept awareness out there. But there's no new information on this case, and there hasn't been. His eyes look glued shut. I mean, I guess it's the only way you can look at Betty with a heart.
He sees all of your sleepless nights, all the tears y'all shed for Sebastian Rogers. IT. Doesn't matter what the devil says about all of you good people. God will continue to give each and every one of you the strength to keep on fighting every day.
Kyle loves this. He's going to listen to this going to sleep.
And I ask God to protect each and every one of you wherever you have to step your feet at.
Wherever you have to put your feet in.
Always remember that God is more powerful than the demons that are operating behind all the people that choose to be evil. They continue to play with fire thinking that they will never get burnt. Remember that the wicked will not be left unpunished. I also want to say thank you to all of Betty mods for all the hard work they do, and for always being there for Betty in the good times and the bad times.
A special shout out to Betty's mods for being there through the good and the bad.
Thank to everyone here who always stood by Seth Rogers' side and will always be by his side. People really think that they will get away with everything they have done and continue to do. Again, God bless each and every one of you. This is a war of good and evil, and God always wins. Hi, everyone.
Oh, that's a wrap, folks. Yeah, Autumn. Yeah, there's a few misinterpreted words. Just a few. You're not invisible, Bree. I can see you. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. I was on the other screen. What'd you say? It's a capital no. AI does not get emphasis. Oh, no, Bree. Is that what's going on? Thank you for the support. Oh, no. You guys are cracking me up. I would have never even figured that out. That's fucking funny as shit, though. People keep saying that she's using a voice changer. I think that's her actual real voice. In the other, thank you again, Bree. I think that's her actual voice in some of the videos, and I think she uses AI for the other ones. Hey, Smiles. That's crazy. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this out, but a couple things I want to talk about before I end tonight. I did hear that there's some rumblings of new lawsuits from creator to creator. Y'all, I don't know what's going on fully. I have no idea what is kicking off. I got a couple messages and screenshots asking me what the fuck happened. I don't know. I'm not in those inner circles to know what is happening. I'm not in Discord, so I don't know the back end of things or what is being supposed to have happened. Sinner and Queen have had a back and forth for quite some time. I don't know the extent of all of their history. No clue, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not the one to ask those two. People have already asked me. That's where I stand on that. You have a video on it, True Chroma. Okay, True Chroma has a video on it. Pika, can you grab their link and drop it so people can go watch? I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I have no idea. These are the things that I'm just like, what? Yeah. If Pika can grab that link, she will, you guys. Thank you, Pika. Jeff, I am so sick of hearing about lawsuits. I'll be honest. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about lawsuits. I am like, I don't know. If somebody's fucking with your family or doing things to you in real life, go to your local police department, get a restraining order. I know that's time consuming and things like that too, but protect your families. That goes across the board for anybody and everybody. Like, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what the gist of it is, what the allegation. I have no idea. I got sent a couple of very short screen recordings that didn't explain much, except for that was his official announcement that he is seeking legal stuff with Queen Bee. I don't know what's going on. So, but go watch True Crama's, or I guess Sinner made the announcement on his channel. If you want to watch over there and figure it out, feel free. I'm not going to be covering that stuff. It's just, it's the holidays, you guys. We're almost to Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I don't either do terms of service. I have no idea. Like that threw me for a loop. Like when somebody was sending me right before I was supposed to go live, I was like, what is this? Like, it just came out of nowhere for me. So I was like, but because I'm being asked already by people around me, I figured I might as well just say it right now. I don't know. So please don't expect me to know, because I'm probably also not going to invest the time and energy. I'll go watch True Crama's stream, but that's it. Like, I don't know, and I'm not going to. I've got so much other stuff to do. I want to get through the filings. I do want to do that. I'm just trying to, like, I'm going to be true about my feelings on it. I'm going to be true about the responses on it. And factual. I think that's the only way to go about it. But there's some things that she has done that to me are bothersome with this. And I'm talking about barbecue. She did have, as much as they want to say she didn't have a tip line, she did have a tip line. She did. I don't think her and Granny should be lumped in the same filing. Like, it's total, and everybody's intent for that whole filing is weird anyway. So yeah. Well, that won't happen. That is a constant. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. Betty sued Queen. They had court today, which the girls gave an update earlier for. I had stopped in there to see if there was an update on it, and there wasn't at that time. But the girls in the beginning of this told me that the judge basically is making a decision at this point in time. What happened, Autumn? Yeah, Pika, it's totally separate situations. BJ should have handled her grievances with Granny outside of that filing under a missing child, period, point blank. Like, all of these things are so different too. Like, Granny and, BJ, if BJ had all these grievances, she should have handled that outside of using a missing child and lumping that stuff in there. I don't believe there's any type of RICO or racketeering or organized effort or anything, but I don't know these people or all the inner workings, but I can say that as far as Granny goes, like, that's fucking wild. I think Granny got pulled in and is being used. The situation with Queen and Betty sued Queen, like, all of these. There's so many different situations here. Smiles. Ugh. It's just, it's so much. I don't even know what's all going on. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think this will stop her, though, Jeff, is the sad thing. I really do not. Yeah, there's so many different pieces here with all these different lawsuits and all the different creators and stuff. So that's why I have a hard time. Like, I'm trying definitely not to lump them in together, or nonsense says this or that. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, every one of them has so many different variations of things that are happening, where they're at, what's the purpose of them, where they started. Like, there's so many different situations here, but J Fox, we're never going to agree with this. We're never going to see eye to eye on this, respectfully. Like, I understand that you are a barbecue supporter. I'm not. I think she has very shady dealings and has for quite some time, and that's my right to feel that way. Plus, she lied straight to my face and tried to act all weird. We're never going to see eye to eye on barbecue's tip line. She had an email that was set up tipsforsebastian@yahoo.com. She has also been extremely performative of flying to Tennessee to hang flyers. She could hang flyers for missing children in her area. She does very performative things. That is just, I'm going to say what I see, and that's what I see. She has been here, there, and everywhere. It is what it is. You are entitled to like her all you want. You're entitled to believe what you want, and I'm entitled to say what I feel, and it's going to be the way I feel. Oh, Jeff, we should do that. Yeah, I would. With you, absolutely, I would do that anytime. Anytime. Jeff, reach out to me and email, and let's set it up when you're available. I'll just schedule one just for that. I would love to have you on panel with me. Do a live. I'm shooting my email in the bottom. Oh, you've emailed me before, Jeff. Never mind. You already have it. I always forget who's emailed me and who hasn't. But yeah, I would love to. Yeah, Jeff, let's arrange something when you're available, and we'll do that. I would love to have you on panel. You've been around a long time and have a lot of good insight. So no, I'm not arguing either, J-Fox. You're entitled to like her. You are entitled to like her. But from an outside perspective, I've seen way too much fuck shit, way too much. And it's not just that situation. There's a lot that I have problems with. That's why I'm just kind of like, with the filing stuff, it's really hard because there's so many different individual pieces to the filing as a whole, and then her response. And then like, there's just so much going on. There's so much going on. So y'all go figure out what you want to figure out. Watch what you want to watch. Figure out where you want to land on all of it. And we'll all just be along for the ride. We're strapped in, okay? Whether any of us like it or not, we're all strapped in for the next few years. So let's go. I hope you guys Oh, you're good. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on in the chat. True Karma. They dropped your link for your video. You guys go watch their video. Watch whoever videos you want. Go figure out whatever you want to figure out. Yeah, that's what I heard, Terry. I heard. Yes. Yes, Jeff, that's great. I would love to do that. Okay, yeah, email me and we'll set it up. I will respond to you for sure because I would love to have you on. Come on and do a live stream. I haven't seen you live on here forever, so I would love to do that. All right, you guys, I'm out. Go watch whatever you want. Go figure out whatever you want. And I will see you guys soon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.